Chuck E. Cheese had a dream. Play-Doh had a dream. Big Jog had a dream. All my life, I won't lie to get true. And stuck my argument on getting
Caleb just gave us our money for the day. See you guys.
Bless you. Bless you.
We're done for the day.
Yeah, damn, I feel amazing. Then I'm in the sources. My mind is swimming through the footnotes, cross-referencing courses. Fire up that manuscript and zoom through the pages. Popping open commentary, scholars through the ages.
You guys are too generous. But now that we made our money, I'm taking the day off and going to the beach.
One more time is liable to make me lose my patience. Sitting next to Bentic sizzling on you. Hot takes and losing. All my sources keep winning. Scribbers. All my life, I won't lie to get true. But one logic and true. Respect my argument. Or get wrecked in the booth. I pray my interlocutor reads more than on me. So I can have a real faith of 72 streams. Goddamn, I got rebuttal. Hey, then I got rebuttal. Hey, then I got rebuttal. Hey, syllogisms never fluttle. Yeah, all my life, I want logic and truth. Respect the scholarship or I'ma fact check you. I got 25 tabs open on my bowels. Say yes, sir, we'll fire to that fallacy. Your arguments are stretch. And your nieces got your weight, your pen review.
Sounds like something you'd say to a prostitute. You throw him 20 bucks and says you quit when I'm done with you.
I'm studying the quick text and posing. This exegesis golden, so watch out. Big John, go share it. All my life, I want logic and truth. I want
50.
logic and truth. Respect my argument.
I need to go to the dentist more often.
I pray my interlocutor reads more than on me. So I can have a real debate for 72. I wrote a coach with a good rhyme. And I run that flow with a sharp mind. That's a seal man case with the citations. They say, try, you won't change minds. No way, nah, no way, nah, no way, nah. Okay, you'll never debate, it's gonna make a find. It's a failure with the intellectually blind. I can tell you who, what, when, where, how to check your source line on time. Yeah, read the text, read the text, read the text. I look back, I'm vexed, feeling everything from bad faith to what Muhammad he got 3 day at homonym and other options like a syllogism. I be P-I-G-J-O-N, I win and wallet to the V. P-I-G-J-O-N, my ghetto wallet in the streets. Yeah, all my life, I want logic and truth. I want logic and truth. Respect my argument. Or get wrecked in the booth. I pray my interlocutor reads more than on me. So I can have a real debate for 72 streams. Let it burn. Let it burn. Summer trees at a train. When it's at a train. When it's at a train. When it's at a train. Bang, 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 bang.
Sometimes. Check it out, guys. Look, it was so rotten. Look. They let me take it with me. It was supposed to be just a filling. And then I ended up pulling it. That's the wisdom tooth. My God. I've had teeth pulled before. This is the worst one I've ever experienced in my life. And I'm pretty sore today.
If you can't tell by his voice.
Yeah. Like, I had a tooth pulled a while ago that was rotted out. I've had quite a few rotten teeth. I don't know why. I take care of them. Ask Abby. I'm pretty well on my teeth all the time.
Yes.
Try and take care of them. Anyways, I've had one pulled where it was, it ended up getting broken in a fight and it ended up rotting away because it was broken. And it was like this much left, but the guy got it out. No problem. Didn't hurt. Then I had another one pulled that broke on an apple that again was rotted in the middle. And so I had to take that out. And then I went to go get fillings. I'm just like, oh, I'll get a couple fillings. And it was like, it was not a fun experience. First of all, she didn't numb this side because she's like, I don't want to numb both sides of your face. This one's not that deep. We're going to try to do it. If it hurts, let me know. It hurt. I didn't let her know. But she did the filling on this side with no anything. And then she goes to do the filling on this side. She's like, I can see the root. I'm like, okay, what's that mean? She's like, well, we could do a filling, but I'm going to be honest. Like it's probably just gonna rot out. And like she poked at the root, and I didn't feel anything. She's like, "Is she?" Well, she didn't say it till after. She's like, "Yeah, the root was dead. Like the tooth was just dead. It was just in my head dead." And so they go to start pulling it out, but because it's dead and rotten, it starts breaking. So they can't get. And it was deep in my gum because it was a wisdom tooth that didn't fully come out. So it's just like the tip of the tooth sticking out. So she couldn't get it, and so she's trying to pull the damn thing out. As she's trying to pull the damn thing out, the vice grips keep sliding, and she keeps shoving it in my throat. It was like, it's like, and she was doing great. She did great. I'm not complaining. It's just the luck of the draw. But it would slide off, and it would slide into the back of my throat and hit me. But here's one thing I did complain. The assistant, she would stick the hose in my mouth aggressively. They'd be like, she like need the hose, and she'd be all like, there was one point where she stuck it in my throat so aggressively. I went so far back, the chair like popped down. Anyways, the tooth actually came out. It was like it popped out of the socket easy. It was like, boom, it was done. The problem is that it was hooked in this way, sideways, like this, and it was wrapped around a nerve. So she couldn't get it out, and she couldn't pry on it, even though it was loose. And as she's twisting and turning it, I could feel her pulling on this nerve. And eventually I stopped. I'm like, should I be feeling sharp pain? And she's like, no, you shouldn't be feeling anything at all. So she gave me a little bit more numbing. And then she went back in and started doing it again. And I still felt the same sharp pain, no difference. Because the sharp pain wasn't where she was sticking the needle. It was in my jaw. It was like down here. And so she's pulling and prodding, and I could just feel her pulling on the nerve.
Ooh.
And then eventually I felt the nerve let go. And then she just slid right out. It was like nothing. She's like, wow, that just slid out. I'm like, I felt it. I felt the nerve go and slide right out. There was a point where they're all trying to figure out what to get the vice grips on. She's in there. Another nurse walks into the room. Now I got these 3 ladies all standing above me, staring down at me like this. I'm like, with my mouth open. It was not a fun experience.
You need to read your super chats.
I'm about to. Got a pay raise today. Keep up the good work, Abby and Mr. Abby. What? You threw $300 so you could be sexist. That's fine. The grift ain't over till it's over. Have some coins to make up for the toothaches this week. I appreciate it. That's too generous. It's not worth that much. You quit when we're done. Again, I'm not your prostitute. Take the day off. We can't take the day. We took too many days off. Although I did work all day yesterday. I wanted to edit videos, but instead I spent the whole day troubleshooting DaVinci Resolve. Eventually I got it fixed at 2 a.m., but I did get it fixed. But it wouldn't stay open. It kept crashing. For Bert, also for Ready or Not VR. Yeah, we could do Ready or Not VR. Maybe we do it this weekend. I'm down for that. Good morning, John and Abby. So I recently found out that I'm sorry and I apologize mean the same thing unless you're at a funeral. What?
I'm sorry.
Oh. Damn. Very sorry for the loss of teeth and for your pain, brother. It's okay. I'm just more upset now that half my teeth on this side of my face are missing. And I got one sideways. Like my teeth are pretty jacked up. And it's just luck of the draw. No one is exempt from the $2 jizya today. The grifting will continue until profits improve. Amen. Amen. Our profits have been great, actually. This last month and this month and the month before that have been some of our most profitable months on YouTube that we've ever had. So I want to thank you guys for the opportunity to do that. Replace that shit with gold. Damn, you can get a $400 gold tooth. Where do you live? Gold is expensive, bro. Gold is expensive. Again, this was my grandma's, right? That's what the equivalent of a tooth if you melt it down. This is my grandma's, so it's not like I went out and bought it. We had it melt down and made in rings. But that's about $1,200 to $1,500 worth of gold. I don't know where you're getting a $400 gold tooth from, but thank you. Thank you. My humble jizya compared to these rich Pharisees. Hey, listen, man. What was it in the scripture? The person who gave just $5 was more blessed than the person who gave a whole bunch because it was all they had. You can't handle the tooth. That's so funny. That's so funny. I had 7 pulled last year. 4 were wisdom teeth. Did you go under or were you awake for it? That would suck. This was just 1. And I felt like I was being tortured. So funny. I walked up to the lady afterwards and I stood across from her. I'm like, I'm like, this is the only place where you're going to pay for someone to torture you. And she's like, yeah, they could be pretty rough with you. I'm like, yeah. And then she tortured me more. She's like, your insurance is expired. I was like, oh, great. Great. Yeah, you have to pay for that out of pocket. Oh, great. I have to pay more. Girl, woo. They were great though. Again, I'm not complaining. They were a great dental clinic. They couldn't even let you get good sleep to remove your teeth. Well, it was one of those last minute things because she put the numbing in and all that. It was all ready to go for the filling. And then when they looked at the x-ray she looked at it. So what happened is she looked at it and she's like, I could see the nerve. Maybe we should go get an x-ray. We were going to do the x-ray either way. So we went and did a whole around the head x-ray. And then they looked at it and they're like, yeah, the whole inside of this thing is black. I'm like, well, what do you want? What do you think I do? She's like, you should just take it out. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess let's take it out. And she's like, well, you're already numbed. You're already here. Let's get it done. I'm like, okay. Hey, John, take the day off, man. I got you. Striker throws $2. Hey, $2 goes a long way. $2 goes a long way. John had his appointment at 2:30. It was actually really close to 2:30. Yeah.
250.
Yeah. I once did have my first tooth I ever had pulled. That appointment was at 2:30. I know I'll never ever forget that. That'll be embedded in my head forever. Did the tooth hurt at all? No, didn't hurt it even remotely a little bit. Apparently she said it didn't hurt because it was dead. Because she was asking, she's like, does it got cold sensitivity? I'm like, no. She's like, it doesn't hurt at all. I'm like, no. And she's like, she was shocked because she's like, I could see the root. Like this should hurt. And apparently it's because it was dead. It's a sign from Allah. You see. John teeth hurt. God, not real. We and Abby were talking about this. I'm going to get a little preachy on you guys. I've been really trying to focus on blessings lately. And so it's like, I could sit there and complain and be like, wow, I had to have this terrible experience getting this tooth pulled from my head. Or I could look at the blessing of the fact that we could afford it. That was one thing. That's not something 3 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to afford to have that tooth pulled. It would have had to stay in because I couldn't afford it. So we could afford it. That was a good thing. And the blessing of anesthesia. Because imagine like, again, 100 years ago when people had to do it just by getting liquored up. That was the way they did it. So the fact that we could get cooling or freezing done, and that way they could just pull it out and then I could just operate and go about the next day. In a world where I can get T3s that are going to help with the pain, like that's all a bunch of blessings. That's common grace. I had all 4 wisdom teeth removed at once last year. Yeah, Abby had that happen too. Did you go under? Or did you stay awake? Abby went under when she got her done.
Yeah. Yeah. My dentist was like, I can do it here. Same dentist, right? He was like, I can do it here, but then we can't put you under. And I was like, send me away.
Well, same dental clinic.
Take the day off.
Yeah.
And we're not taking the day off.
No, you miss us too much.
We're doing the day.
We're here. But it's like a nice day, hopefully.
Will we ever get a Crimson Desert playthrough? No. Oh, these are all the ones that came from earlier.
Selling it, John. I'm already bought in.
Uh-oh. This is going to spam us now. I'll turn it off for a bit. They're all the ones from the ones I read earlier.
Oh.
They're all going to, yeah, see? See? We'll turn them off. We'll turn them off for a little bit. I don't know if I turn them off if they stop coming or not. That's super late, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we got to let it go.
Very sorry for your loss of teeth, for your pain, brother.
We could just mute it, though. It just pop up on the screen. I'm 33, full mouth of teeth, no cavities in my adult teeth. All my wisdom teeth came in without knowledge. Well, we heard that. They didn't hear it. Oh. All my wisdom teeth came in without my knowledge. Only been to the dentist once in 20 years. Okay, well, you need to go back to the dentist. This is my advice to you right now. Because I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm not having any problems, not issues. I didn't go to the dentist for 10 years. And then this happened. It just comes out of the blue. Here's the thing that I learned is that a cavity can come on, you don't even know. And then all of a sudden, within like 2 to 3 months, it wrecks your tooth. It can be really fast. So go to the dentist, just get your cleaning done and just get a checkup, right? At least once a year. Once a year. Because you don't know. You're like, oh, I haven't been in dent 20 years. I feel fine. You might not have rotten teeth and not even know it. Again. And it's when it gets really rotten. That's when, like, when I had one pulled out, the first one I pulled out, that one hurt a lot. Holy yap. That's my job, bro. What do you want me to do? Go live and go, This is the most I ever agreed with John. All right, I think we got through the soups. John's Dono Bar looks like an Andrew Wilson show. I know. And the fact that he does it every show is crazy, bro. It is crazy. Again, I'm feeling blessed. Yeah. I don't think you guys understand. It comes with a lot of like, oh wow, I feel blessed, and then a whole ton of guilt as well afterwards. I wish I had his ability to grift. Yeah, I hadn't been in 20 years. Now I'm getting a deep cleaning every weekend, 1/4 of my mouth at a time. Apparently that was some sort of record. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was not a money war. This was a money thermonuclear exchange. It is with deep sorrow that I must admit that Shakelandia's limited arsenal was unable to respond due to failed first warning systems.
You did your best, though. That's all that matters. You did your best. All right, so today we're going to do an AMA because my mouth really hurts and I don't want to end up accidentally yelling at somebody. So we'll do an AMA. I'll be open for anybody who has any questions about anything outside Don't Ask My Stupid Testimony or my denomination. Those are two things that you cannot ask me. But outside of that, you can pretty much ask me anything. We'll keep it as an AMA. It may lead to debate. We don't know because usually people try to trap you with these like AMA type things. But we're gonna see. Yeah, I want the light on. We're gonna see what happens. Let's do a quick prayer and let's get into it. Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for the blessings. Thank you for all that you've given. Thank you for being as generous, Lord, as you are. You definitely provide. You are good. We are not. Give us good conversations. And if we're not to have good ones, give us the Spirit to strike down bad ones. In Jesus' name, amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. God is good. On the plus side, T3s are amazing. They're pretty good. Guilt-free medication. My God. The chordal coffers are indeed empty, and we must declare complete insolvency. What is insolvency? That's a big word. It's a big word. Can you, well, hold on. What did it say? Keep some scrolling. Can you real quick tell us your denom and your testimony as how you got there? Yes, I can. Yeah. Not going to, though. Not going to. Bye. Boring. Okay. See ya.
Jeez.
I mean, I made $1,000 just standing here. I don't know how you think that's boring. Just standing here smiling, talking about my tooth. The benefits of being handsome. It's a heck of a drug, yeah. All right, I gave all my money, now I have to go. Good, yeah, no, yeah. See, that's actually good. You give your money, then you leave, then you maintain this illusion of like, I'm somebody you're worth giving your money to. You don't actually see me do or something completely crazy you disagree with, where you're like, oh yeah, I no longer want to give money to that guy. That's why I don't want to get to know you guys either, because I'm like, oh, if they get to know me, they're really not going to want to send me their money. We got to keep up this illusion. Tooth pain is the reason beer was invented. I'm pretty sure beer was invented because of water being dirty.
What?
Yeah, they drank beer because water was too dirty.
I've literally never heard that before.
I don't know. But they did do that. I don't know if they invented it for that, but they did drink beer because water was too dirty. A lot of people get paid for the good looks. Oh.
How many times do we have to answer this? John is a member of the non-testimonial Northern South Pro-Orthodox Church of Christ's Bones of the Western East of Wimistaninople.
Base. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Hey, Big John, I'm 30.
All right, man. What do you want to ask me?
Crazy thing. So it's actually a fighting question, or more like because I really want to get into self-defense and jiu-jitsu. What do you look into to kind of verify if the school is good, or I'm like just overthinking it? Like, what would you kind of like look into?
Well, what is your goal? Why are you learning to fight?
So I have he's about to be 9 months, and I'm like, dude, I got to defend this guy if something happens. Okay. And I've been really wanting to learn, just to kind of get more active and in shape. But yeah, I just kind of I think it's a good discipline to learn, I guess.
Yeah. So if self-defense, you need to make sure that if you find a jiu-jitsu gym that does takedowns and standing, because there's a lot of jiu-jitsu gyms that do 0 takedowns and they focus on like sport jiu-jitsu. They're like, oh yeah, here's worm guard, which is not bad, but that's for competition. That's not for self-defense. Like you're not going to go out in the street and put somebody on worm guard. So like
Got you, okay.
takedowns, wrestling. If they don't do that, then it's not a self-defense gym. So there's that aspect. Things you just want to look for is you just want to make sure like you have some sort of like higher belt, like hopefully you got a black belt there and the black belt actually rolls. That's another thing, like participates in your class. And
You said the black belt rolls.
yeah, unless they're like really old, right? Like if they're like 60,
Oh, okay.
70, then
I see what you're saying.
but if you got
Okay.
like a 40-year-old black belt and he's not rolling with the class, he's not probably a red flag.
Okay.
So those are things. And then get make sure you get boxing as well. So I'd say for self-defense, boxing and jiu-jitsu and wrestling.
Yeah, I had a during COVID, I had a punching bag, and I was trying to do some drills on there, and then it was outside, and then
It's not the punching that you want to learn. It's the footwork.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, like okay. Yeah, definitely. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. God bless you guys. Praying for you guys. As always, man.
Oh yeah, and also look at reviews. That's going to help a lot too.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like the reason why I wanted to ask you was because I have a couple people, and they'll recommend certain gyms. They're not even close to me. So every gym I have around me has good reviews. So, you know, reviews can be manipulated, especially like on Google. I know because I've started a business before. So, yeah. Anyways, all right, brother. Have a good one.
God bless.
All right, man. Bye.
How do I kick you? Come on, open. The awkward moment. Super based first question. Based first question.
That's what we want today.
Things like that, yeah. Wisdom teeth are evidence of evolution. Just saying. I don't necessarily agree with that.
Oh, the shorts chat.
Oh yeah, start the shorts. That's why we were having such a good time. We hadn't opened up the shorts chat.
They're sending us out to the comment section, into the
They're also saying there's no link, Abby.
There is a link.
Where reason dies and chaos reigns.
There is one.
The shorts chat battlefield where nothing remains. We march into the spam and the bots. The brain rot takes everyone.
Good luck. Good luck to everyone going out there.
It'll probably be slow today. Because it's
A nice day.
An AMA.
Well. Tailbones are proof that we used to be lions. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Hey, what's good, brother? 37 years old.
What's up, bro? How you doing? Everyone say hi to Hey
What's
Hey.
good?
Hi, hey.
Hey, what's good with you? What's good with you?
What's up, bro? What did you want to ask me today?
Bro, I just wanted to ask you, I remember you said on another live, what you think about Khabib?
Khabib?
Yeah.
I think he's phenomenal, but I don't think he's in the GOAT conversation.
Oh, see, that's the thing. I think Khabib in the GOAT conversation. Though. Why don't you think Khabib in the GOAT conversation?
Because I think his roster isn't good enough, right? He's got some good fights at the end, but like people he was fighting at the beginning were like people who were like had high, like they had more losses than wins. So the people he fought at the beginning were not good guys. So I don't think that's why he's in the conversation. Where if you put somebody like Anderson Silva, like his roster is like good guys.
Okay, yeah. Like you talking about like his like he was because he would like fought a whole bunch of like nobodies.
Yeah, he fought a lot of nobodies and then when he finally got somebody good like Alaquinta really showed that his wrestling could be challenged. Like Khabib did not hold down Alaquinta.
Okay, then yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I like watching Khabib though. Like I don't know, I really did like, especially after that Conor fight. I really fucked with him. You know what I mean?
I think he's great, but Connor's not a ground guy, so that's what we expected to see. And Conor actually did really good on the first few rounds against him. Connor's issue is he gets gassed. So I actually think if Conor didn't get his gassed as much, like skill wise, he might have actually been more of a challenge for Khabib. What he did to Justin Gaethje was insane, though. But even
that was a good fight.
Even Gaethje showed that with the leg kick. That leg kick showed that he's human. His whole leg buckled in, and he had to dive for that takedown.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, I think Islam's actually got a better argument for GOAT than Khabib.
That's a scary guy.
Oh word.
Yeah. Think
I
about
don't
who
know about
Islam
that
has
one.
fought. Think about like Islam Makhachev has fought. He just fought on the recent card, didn't
I don't remember when he fought recently. One
he? No,
second.
he
I
didn't
can
fight
look
on the
back.
recent card. No, but he fought like the short bald guy, old guy, one of our favorite fighters. I'm forgetting his name all of a sudden.
Oh, Volkanovski.
He fought
I'm blank.
Volkanovski twice, right? Which is insane. Volkanovski is one of the best in the world, and he fought Volkanovski twice. Hold on.
Yeah, he didn't. He hasn't fought since November.
I'm forgetting all the names all of a sudden. Yeah, his record is 28-1-0. He's fought Dustin Poirier, Volkanovski, Alexander Volkanovski as well.
Twice. Yeah.
Charles Oliveira, Andrino Martins. Like these are not small guys. Like his
Yeah.
roster is really great.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's a fair point then. Fair point. And then one last thing, John.
Hmm.
You think you could take me in a fight?
Yes.
You don't even know my resume though, cuz.
And tell me your resume.
All I did was boxing.
Okay. I was a boxing instructor.
Oh, word, okay then.
Yeah.
How big you is?
How big you is. I'm 185 pounds. Well, 180, between 180 and 185, depending how much I ate yesterday. And I'm 6'1".
Okay, yeah. I'm a little bit heavier and taller than you. I'm 6'4", 230,
Whoa.
about 230 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, big boy.
I'm also a brown
In a
belt in
good way.
jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah, then. Well, shoot. Hey, you kick my ass then.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, kick my ass.
I mean, there's always a
John,
puncher's
that's good.
chance. There's always a puncher's chance.
Yeah, I got hands, but that jujitsu stuff, brother, I don't know, I couldn't get into that. You know what I mean?
Well, you never know. Like I said, there's always a puncher's chance. You might just stand up. You're so big.
Yeah. Hey, but John, it's good talking to you, cuz. I'm gonna go ahead and let you get another guest in.
All right. God bless, man.
Yeah, God bless.
Favorite Muslim?
It's between him and Junior. Although Junior said I didn't have a spine on Twitter yesterday.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, Junior, stop. Uh,
Then HeyHey's my favorite.
Any idea about what happens to animals after the death? Putting down my cat at 21 years soon, so I'm wondering what traditional teachings point to. Traditional teachings don't really point to anything. It's not really talked about, at least not that I know of. But Than has a really good argument on why he's an animal universalist. I think Tim also has a good argument for that as well. So if they say so, I tend to lean their direction because they're so smart and they're very honest people. So I'd say you're probably looking at animal universalism. All animals go to heaven. All dogs go to heaven. I know you're talking about a cat, and I'm really sorry. I might even cry for you because now I'm thinking about Bert. That's really sad. I'm sorry for you.
21 years, though. That's a long time.
Yeah, it's an old cat. That's great. You heard it here, folks. Islam may have the best argument. John Steele is Jover, guys. Christianity debunked because of MMA. I was wondering where that was going. Dominic Cruz's legacy is underrated. 2 ACL tears and winning back the belt and never lost after years off. Also, I've been stopped. I was stopped at a jiu-jitsu tournament once by a guy. I was coaching one of the kids, and he grabbed me and flipped me around with a shocked look on my face and looked at me. He's like, "Oh, I thought you were Dominic Cruz." I'm like, first of all, I'm not. Second of all, you want to aggressively grab Dominic Cruz?
Risky.
Like
Risky, bro.
like it was not soft. It was like a heavy, aggressive grab, but also like big compliment to me. Yeah, Dominic Cruz. Thank you. But I wouldn't put Dominic Cruz in the conversation for GOAT. Right? Part of GOAT has to be like your influence into the world. Nothing happened to Bert. I was just thinking about him.
Yeah. He's still healthy. But
You had to put down your I don't know what Snowy is, but I'm sorry. It sucks, man. I remember putting down a dog, and it's the worst part. Like, I had to put down our dog like 10 years ago now. I think it was maybe 11. And I had to take her because she didn't trust anyone else. And it was like, she trusted me, man. And I brought her down to the vet and I'm like, she's going to be fine. I was just sure she was going to be fine. And she was just a little sick. And it turned out she had like huge liver cancer and she had to go and they had to put her down. And it was like sitting there holding her and her head's in your lap. And then like they give her the needle and then she fights out of it. And then all of a sudden she's gone. And it was just like, my God. And it's like, that poor dog trusted me. The saddest moment of my life. Well, not the saddest, but pretty up
Bro,
there.
I know.
Not me sitting next to my grandma as she passes away. No, the dog. It's the fact that she trusted me that made it sad. She's like, oh, we're just going for a trip. John's second biggest fan. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I am 39.
All right, bro. What do you want to ask me?
Want to see if I can get your advice on something, if you don't mind.
Okay. Well, we'll see. But generally, like for like personal advice, I always recommend you go to your
It's not
spiritual leaders.
Well, it's ministry related. I don't know if you.
Well, what's
feel
your question?
comfortable answering
What's your
that.
question? Also, I don't know how you got
Um,
in, but I'll invite you up next if you request. Sorry, go ahead.
So there's a guy that so I do ministry with the homeless, and we go in like I go in once a month and with a group, and we do a Bible study, and whoever wants to join can join. And one guy joined in, and he started coming to church with us, and he got baptized.
Hmm.
Now this guy is a how do I say this without upsetting the TikTok overlords? He's a T
A T? Oh,
in the
Got it.
rainbow acronym.
yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he's one of the yeah. So he's a so he had some reservations about coming into the faith and stuff, and and with all, because knowing the traditional position on that in the church, and even after he got baptized, like he's getting like he's still like going to like Pride Parade and stuff, and
Yeah.
What do you think would be like a good like approach to that? I don't know. I mean,
Well, I think you got to talk to this person about it and explain this not
well, of
something
course,
we
I
can
talk to him every
support.
week.
But at the same note, don't turn your back on them or like kick them out of the church or anything
No,
like that. Yeah.
but like, how do you like address something like that with them?
Bullying
Or
is
like-
great. A little bullying goes a long ways.
that-
Oh, you're going to
I
the
was right.
Pride Parade, are you?
Oh,
Huh?
my
Like, honest
Whatever happened to Shane?
to God, dog. I'm the wrong person to ask this because I'm not good at that kind of thing. Like, I'd probably be pretty forward and
agree.
aggressive and just being like,
Yeah,
"Yo, this is wrong."
I just wanted to make sure that like, yeah, I know I didn't want to ask something you'd be uncomfortable answering, but yeah.
No, it's not that I'm uncomfortable. It's not something I'm good at. I'm not good at that.
Yeah.
That's what I have Abby for.
Oh.
So
Oh,
if Abby
what
wants
would
to
Abby
answer,
say?
I don't know. That's
You
tough.
got an answer?
A guy that I really like to listen to always says if you have to have like a hard conversation with somebody to take them out to breakfast. It's like first thing in the morning. You've not had a hard day, and you're in public, so it kind of brings down the energy already, and then bring it up.
Yeah.
and I'd say
Okay.
whoever your church leader is the person that you have to go to about that because they're supposed to be leading your congregation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is, and we're kind of working together on that, but it's just a tough. It's just a hard thing to.
Sorry, real quick,
Yeah,
Abby. Someone in the TikTok called it out. Sounds like. And then they said the name.
Nice. Nice.
They figured
We
it out.
know.
What?
We know. His name's Dr. John Deloney.
That person in the chat figured out who it was when Abby was talking about it. John, if you know John Deloney, he's a Christian influencer who used to be a psychiatrist.
Like a counselor, therapist type person, but he has a show that's like a subset of Dave Ramsey. Like he's connected under them. But it's not financial stuff. He just takes calls about like personal problems.
Maybe that's what you should do. Call into John Deloney.
See what he says. I don't know. I tried to get on there
I
and
never heard of that
get
guy.
in. He's got a lot of good advice. But yeah, that's his advice is to go out to
Okay.
breakfast.
Cool. I'm gonna bring that up.
All
Thanks.
right, man. Sorry I couldn't be more help. God bless.
Oh, you're good. You're good, man. God bless. Thanks.
That's crazy. Someone called that out.
A fellow fan. I appreciate you.
I guess that person didn't want to come back up. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I'm in my 50s
All right, man. What do you want to ask me?
and doing great. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Look, I watch your TikTok channel a lot, the lives. I really like how you approach atheists and people who are trying to convince you to stop being a Christian and win a taco.
Thanks.
I watch a lot of the atheist lives. I go through them. They have standard things, like I call them dime store atheist arguments. God's a moral monster because of penalties in Mosaic law. The beautiful captive verse, so on and so forth. I'm just curious to see what your response to those, because rarely people actually get to those things with you because you just tear their arguments apart. But I'm curious to see how you would respond to those things, or maybe even if you could point to a book or resource that would deal with those explanations of some of those things in the Old and New Testament.
Yep, I can give you a few books. Flood and Fury by Matthew Lynch is going to be your best bet. The book's amazing. It's incredibly boring. Just fair warning. He thinks he's an artist. He's not. But the data is really good. So I highly recommend that book because it goes over the harem, the war that happens, and like the G sides that people claim and what it actually is and what's actually going down. And he doesn't sugarcoat it. It's not an apologetic book. It's a Flood and Fury by Matthew Lynch.
Blood and Fury. Got it.
Yeah. He's a scholar. So like he knows what he's talking about and he doesn't sugarcoat anything. But he incorporates the philosophical foundations of like how we look at these things and how they should actually be wrestled with. So he gives some really good analogies for that. Another one is going to be, Is God a Moral Monster? Put that like on the last.
Paul Chopin.
Yeah, Paul Copeland. Yeah.
Copeland. Yeah.
And then Reading Ancient Texts Through Modern Eyes. I forget who wrote that one.
Okay. Flood and Fury and Reading Ancient Texts Through Modern Eyes. I'll look them both up. But how do you, if somebody came to you with the, God is horrible because of Mosaic law, how do you personally deal with that objection?
Well, I usually just ask for what the standard and the criterion for how we declare something to be good or bad, right? Because there seems the ancient West, or sorry, the modern Western world seems to live on these preconceived notions of what morality is, but we never substantiate it. We just kind of like, yeah, this bad, this good. We already all know it. We already all agree. And so if you can get somebody to actually like tell you why it's wrong, that's usually the foundation. There's also, I heard it yesterday. I was listening to my Discord and they were debating this guy in there. So when I was working, I was listening to them. And a Fresh Bueller, if you guys don't know who that is, he said this, and I thought it was a really good point. He said, God is the only one who could make commandments like that because he's the only one who knows all things. And so he's the only one who's good enough who can make a commandment like that and know that it would lead to a better outcome. So that's one aspect. The other aspect is you could go the scholarly route and you could do like Matthew Lynch's perspective where you approach it from their perspective, from their context with true authorship. The problem with going down that route is that in debate, people don't like to have long fleshed out conversations. And that's a long fleshed out conversation where you really have to go into the weed of things. And it's very scholarly and people get bored. People want big gotcha moments, which is generally why I don't talk about the harem anymore, because anytime somebody brings it up, I'm going to have to spend 20 minutes explaining, I forget what it was. Matthew Lynch has a claim on what it's called about the Joseph's War and how exactly it works. And there's a lot of information to go through.
Yeah, I think I'm right on. You said something that kind of resonated with me, in that they're looking for a gotcha moment. There's another atheist creator on here. His name is John, but he seems like his whole goal is to back somebody into a corner so that he can clip it and promote his channel and some other things that he's doing.
Mhm.
But he always seems to follow a pattern. Like he will say, well, the daughters of the priests, if they were caught engaging in prostitution,
Mhm.
were stoned or set on. You know the one.
Yep.
I don't want to get TikTok in trouble here, and then kind of backs people into a corner to say, "Do you believe that that's moral? Do you believe that that's okay?" And if they say yes, then he just spends the next 5 minutes berating them
Yep.
about how horrible of a person they are. But you really don't let anybody get you into that position. You don't even let it get that far, which I found.
I do something that a lot of Christian apologists hate. And they actually do. I've been told by quite a few of them that they want me to stop doing it, and I'm not going to. Is I bite the bullet, which is like, oh yeah, God lit somebody on fire, and that's horrible. And I just be like, okay, you did. Now what are you gonna do about it? Like, doesn't prove or disprove anything. And they don't like a lot of Christian apologists don't like me because I do things like that. But that's the route I take. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a buddy on there that, if you said that, would say, well, if God told you it was okay to cut the toes off of children because God said it, you would think that it was okay.
Those kids are going to be walking funny.
So you will have none of it. That's an approach. Yeah. No,
I don't recommend their approach, but that's my approach. Yeah.
Yeah, but your approach of just going, yeah, so, yeah. I mean, maybe we should do that more.
They try to treat God as if he's the president of the United States, right? If we can convince everybody he's awful, then we won't vote for him next season. Yeah. That's not how it works. He's going to be in office whether we like it or not.
And so you've always refused to engage in that explanation, that apologetic. So really your answer is you don't engage with it at all.
Well, didn't always. I used to engage it all the time. Like for the OGs who used to watch me, I used to go into a long convoluted. And when I say convoluted, it's not that it's bad. They're really good explanations. Again, like for example, on the harem, right? Which is, so everything like, for example, that happens in the war in Canaan is Canaan's not a people group. It's a category of people groups, just like the United States isn't a people group. It's contrived of the states, right? So Canaan includes Israel, includes the Amalekites, includes the Hittites, and so on and so forth. And so the Canaan War is Egypt going to war with Israel because of them escaping and Israel fighting back. And a lot of it taken in the perspective of their culture and what they did. And when you do a lot of the study, you'll find that the Israelites were very progressive in their understanding, and their wars weren't pointed at innocent people. It was pointed at the religious aspects of those people. So for example, the walls of Jericho, when you go to Jericho and they take down the walls, the city is outside the walls. So everything about the Jericho battle happens around the temple, right? They take down the walls, they storm the temple, they destroy everything inside of it, which is the religious aspects of it. They didn't destroy the people in the city. So you could go down these long convoluted explanations, and then you go into the text and they're like, I disagree with this. This is my interpretation. That's what it says. And I'm like, this scholar, and they point out this, and it ends up going nowhere. And so I just bite the bullet. Okay, God told me to cut off toes. What am I going to do? Say no?
Yeah. I remember you saying once that you could offer several theodicies. Yep. I think is what you said. I had to go look up the word, but at the end of the day, I accept them. You don't. And I forget what you said after that, but I thought that the concept of there are explanations for this, there are theodicies for existence of God, why he did what he did. And at the end of the day, you either accept it or you don't, which I thought was good. But these atheist creators, I don't ever think their minds will ever be changed. But what worries me is the effect that they may have people who are on the fence, or low information Christians, or somebody that's struggling with their beliefs. So that's why I'm always trying to look out for explanations and theodicies to explain this stuff.
We're gonna get a little bit of dogmatic here. The scripture says no one can pluck you out of God's hand, right? If somebody leaves God, it's because they chose to.
That's a really good point. And I know there's nothing that I could say that would make somebody come to faith or leave faith. It's all the Holy Spirit. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Why is it? Can I ask you? Why is it that you do what you do on this channel?
Money.
What is your goal? Money. Okay.
Money.
I'm joking. The reason I started this channel a long time ago was because I knew what Jesus did for me, and I wanted that to happen for other people. And I live in like such a small community that it only took me 1 week before I started to annoy every person around me, and they were sick of me talking about Jesus. And so I just felt driven to do this. And I also feel there was a calling that happens, but I don't like talking about it because then people think I'm crazy. So yeah, that's why I started doing this, and I've continued to do this because I have not been called to go somewhere else.
And the reason that you chose the format to basically debate atheists, what was your reasoning there? Just out of curiosity.
Have you ever talked to a Muslim?
I try not to.
Exactly.
Fair enough, John. Look, again, I really enjoy what you do. I just dropped the Patreon to sign up to the website.
Thank you.
You know, I'm a supporter, and keep on doing what you're doing, man. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bro.
Have a
Appreciate
good
the good questions. God bless.
God bless.
Okay. The awkward moment where I say goodbye, but then it takes forever for me to kick somebody. Okay, let's get that. All right. Donating to support the channel and respond to a comment in a recent live. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is a great game. You know what? I'm probably going to buy it this weekend, to be honest. I've been waiting, but I'm probably going to get it. I'm just waiting for the wife to come back so that way she can timestamp the next person. That way she doesn't get kerfuffled. He started the channel like the rest for attention. There is an aspect about that. That's actually a true story. You're not wrong. Because when I started doing this, when it became evident that I was going to do something, I remember sitting with my spiritual leader at the time and being like, I probably shouldn't, because they actually wanted me to eventually step up into a pastoral role. And, that wasn't for me. But I was like, I probably shouldn't do this because I do actually like, attention. That's one of the things and I at the time I did. Now in my career, I'm not such a big fan of it because I realized it's like pretty shitty, to be honest. But at the time, I'm like, yeah, I really do like attention. So I probably shouldn't do this because I'm probably going to do it for the wrong reasons. And we actually had a very long conversation about that. Would love to see me enter atheist live sessions. I've done it before. Dog, what are you, rich?
Maybe. No, I'm not. But we get along well. We have anyway. My question is this: could you 1v3 Sheik, Modern Centurion, and Gabe?
No.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how much of a difference having two people against you makes a big difference, man. Fighting two people is insanely hard.
And Gabe's got a wheelchair.
He's gonna run over my toes. Yeah, no, probably not. Probably not. Maybe, you never know, right? There's always a chance, but no, I don't think so.
All right, fine. I was hoping you'd say yes.
Yeah, I wish I could, but we've tested this. We've tried this out at the gym where it's like we pick one of our best guys and put him up against a long time ago and put him up against two people that aren't that good, and the two people just dominate that person.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. That's all I have.
All right. God bless.
Right. Yeah.
As much as I wish it was like the movies where it's like one guy can wipe out three people, no, that's just not the case, right?
Well, in the movies, they're all waiting for their turn.
Yeah.
It's like 5 guys, but they don't all attack at once. They're like, oh.
Yeah, I remember a long time ago when I first started training, we did a free-for-all jiu-jitsu thing where where you jump on a person, if you get tapped out, you're out, and we go until there's one person left. I know you could have multiple on one, you could have one-on-one. It was a lot of fun. Our best jiu-jitsu guy at the time, everybody just stopped and looked at that person and let's take him out. And they had just grouped on that person and they took him out pretty quick.
Bless.
So Abysmal. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I'm doing well, and I'm 28.
man.
Sorry to hear about your tooth.
It's part of life, man. We're all gonna lose our teeth eventually.
You're the one with the jokes,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, I am.
There you go, John.
Pretty good.
That-
They are
good.
good. Today was a
That's
switch.
actually what I was. Oh, thank you. That's actually what I was going to ask you about today. I was going to ask what your favorite joke was, or if you had a favorite comedy.
I don't remember, dude. I've got such a bad memory. I just remember the feeling of laughter.
See, my issue. So, man, I wish I could remember Bible verses like I remember jokes. I almost feel like it's a curse because I'll study, and I hear a joke at random, and all of a sudden that sticks in my head. But
You just gotta memorize the Bible verses that are jokes. Like they sought after men who had ding dongs the size of donkeys, whatever that one was.
see, I do remember. I remember that one. That's actually one? So I do actually remember Bible verses. I just don't remember where they are or the numbers. So like I know a couple of ones that I could, and it always just comes at random. It feels like whenever I think of one, but
Yeah, I'm the same. way. I gotta look it up. I don't know the top of my head. I don't like verse this. Like I know what they say. I don't know where it is.
yeah. It makes for interesting conversations with people, though. Sometimes.
It sure does. Sure does.
All right. Well, thank you for bringing me up. That was pretty much it.
All right, man. Appreciate you. God bless. Also, sick name, by the way. Caleb Calamarley. Whether or not I beat John in a fight is going to depend on if I know he's coming or not, how far away he is, and how brave or stupid either of us are feeling. Yeah, if you got a pew pew, it's done. It's done. It's done. Although we've done that too. I've thought we got like a fake pew pew at the gym, and we'll have two people that are fighting, and we'll throw it between them. That's hilarious. That's a good time. Just waiting for the wife again. She decides to she's not going to work today. Before we take the next guest, she's taking the day off. Just going to stroll around, do other things. Not actually focus on her job. I don't know what she's doing now. She's out for a stroll. Well, I see brand new day. I don't even know what that is, bro. I don't know what that is. Oh, the Spider-Man. Yeah, 100%. 100% I'm watching that. It's going to come out when me and Abby are on our trip. Did I play Sifu? No, I did not play Sifu. But I don't think I would like that game. I don't think I'd like that game that much, to be honest. It's not really my flavor of gaming. I played the hell out of 007. Thank you, Funky. The next is going to be Black Flag for sure. I really want to play that. It looks really good. Looks really good. I've been playing Red Dead right now. That's what I've been playing. Mrs. Steele, what are you doing? Okay.
You can go ahead.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
The TikTok app is so trash. I don't like Call of Duty that much. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I'm 26.
All right, man. What do you want to ask me?
I'm just like wondering, right? So, like, do you have like a specific kind of like account of evil you take? Do you take like a standard privation?
Yeah.
Or you take a privation account?
Hmm.
Why do you take the privation account of evil?
There seems to be.
What do you mean by the words it seems to? Wait, are you talking like in terms of like phenomenal conservatism, like it seems to be the case?
Mhm.
Therefore, you're justified in believing it is the case? Or what do you mean it seems to be the case? I'm like very confused on the language here.
Just seems to be the case that anything is evil is the privation of something that is good.
Do you think seemings confer justification for believing things?
Yeah.
What's the argument for that?
I don't have one.
Oh, so are you justified in believing that seemings confer justification?
Sure.
So it's just like circular?
How?
But no, you're saying that your seemings are conferring the justification to justify the seemings that confer the justifications for the seemings conferring justification.
Yeah, this is what we call like
It's
an
circular.
axiom, right?
No. That's not what we call an axiom. An axiom, no. That's not what we call an axiom.
Things that are like trivially true.
And things that are trivially. Wait, you think that your seeming? You think that your seemings are just trivially true? You think every single one of your seemings is trivially true?
I never made that claim.
Well, you said that. You said it's based upon axioms, right? And you basically what you wanted to say was like seemings are axioms themselves. That's what you said.
I didn't say that either. Are you going to be good faith?
Say that?
No. Are you going to be good faith?
I'm going to be good faith, John.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to be good faith.
Let's find
John.
out. Let's find out.
Yeah, we can find out, John. Okay, cool. So, John, right. Here's what you did say, right? And like you can disagree or not. You said, right, it's like an axiom, right? That's why I said you said it's like an axiom. That is what you said. You said it's like axioms, right? And you said that exact statement. So
no, it's like an axiom. It's not like axiom.
Yeah. So did you wait. So there's a difference in the words. It's like an axiom and it's just like an axiom. There's a difference in between.
That's also
those
not
aren't like equivalent.
Also again, not what I said. You want to try again?
Okay. Yeah. Just repeat it again for the third time now.
Don't think so.
Go ahead.
You're not really engaging in good faith.
Yeah. Just cry away. Just run away and cry. Right. Just be a coward. Right. This is like standard shit. You know.
Coward of what? What am I scared of?
Just you're scared of engaging.
Yeah, but what am I scared of exactly?
Okay, we don't need the side commentary, right? We don't need the editorializing.
What exactly am I scared of there, Drapian?
You're scared of engaging with what I'm saying, right? It's a Drapian. That's the first. So it's not Drapian.
What is the outcome that creates fear?
The outcome that creates fear is that you get embarrassed, right?
Do you think I feel embarrassed?
Because you don't want to say that you said that, right? Because that sounds fucking nonsensical.
That's not what I said. You could just go
back. That is what you said.
It's not what I said.
Go back and play it. Go back and play, and it's going to say seemings.
I don't understand these people.
I don't understand him either.
I was hoping to talk to him. I'm a fellow Christian myself.
You want to talk to him? I can bring him back up if you really want to.
Yeah.
He's kind of a douche.
No, don't bring him back up.
Yeah, well, because here's the problem. They always engage in, right? They think just because they engage in sophistry that somehow makes them correct. Right? We're justified.
What's up, Tony?
If you want to talk to an asshole, go for it.
Drapian, what's up,
Tony?
Man? So,
how you doing, Tony?
I'm doing all right, and yourself?
Fantastic. Tony, what's the question you have?
Okay, so I'm going to ask you 6 total questions. The first question I'm going to ask you is, if the definition of, like, let's say a triangle is to remain consistent and unchanging and traditional, is there any possible world or time or period or anything where a triangle can have 4 sides?
Bro's running the Elliott argument in the Big 2026. This is truly incredible.
Okay, do you deny it?
Do I deny that a triangle is necessarily a triangle in all possible worlds?
At any time, any place, sure.
Yeah, sure, man. Just going to be analytically the case. Yep, going to be analytically the case.
Okay, great. Do you agree that fundamentally there are only 3 essential choices when it comes to, let's say, like creation? Either intelligent design, maybe either an ever persistent or ever continuing universe that has just been recycling, or a universe that came out of nothing?
Oh, well, I deny the trichotomy. You're going to have to give an argument that motivates the trichotomy. Go ahead.
Okay, so do you know of any 4th option then?
Is the argument a question? Is that true thought? Is the question true thought? Because I take a premise and a premise to be an argument. That's what I asked you to give me, right? Yes or no?
Okay.
Is that what I asked you or no?
Right. Again, I said I was going to ask you 6 questions.
Okay. Well, I'm asking you to motivate. No.
Yeah, he's just too much of a dick, man. No interest.
Well, the reason he did, I did tell him I was going to ask him 6 questions. He didn't want. He denies the 6th question of the foundation of the 6th question. Essentially, so the trichotomy. Here's what the trichotomy proves. The trichotomy proves that any fundamental account of a creation has only 3 possibilities. Number 1, intelligence designed, aka a creator, aka God, or a God. Right. That at least gets us to theism. Right. So that's one possibility. Another possibility is that the universe is somehow eternal, or it's always been, and it's just everything that's been here has always been here, and it just keeps starting over and over again, and it's just here with whatever is here and over again. So there's that it's eternal some way, somehow. And then the other possibility is that something came out of nothing, right? And so if you accept that trichotomy, right, as true, meaning fundamentally any justification for creation is going to have to rely on one of those three, and you say you're an atheist, right? Then the next question is, are you an atheist? Well, then what is an atheist? An atheist is somebody who rejects
$20 to
the
instantly
notion of a
remove all
creator.
Philbro sophists for today's AMA. Deal?
Yeah, I think that's a good deal. Yeah, I'm not going to deal with any sophists today.
Right.
All right. Well,
so
if maybe you guys should start your own live and do a debate.
Sure. Okay.
Thanks, though.
Well,
Tony.
I'm not a Phil bro, though. I'm not.
No,
a Phil
no,
bro,
you're not.
though.
No, that wasn't directed at you.
Okay.
I'm sorry if you took it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that was directed
Okay.
towards him.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I don't know. Did you want to hear the rest of it, or no? Are you good? I don't want to.
I'm all right for now.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, thank you very much for having me up, John. I will see myself out. Thank you.
Are you part of the Discord?
No, man. There's just so many Discords that everybody's got, and I'm all Discorded out, man.
Fair.
I just.
Fair. Well, if you change your mind, I'd love to have you in it, and then you could post the arguments in there. We have source sections.
Yeah. Right. Okay, for sure.
Right.
Thank you.
God bless.
God bless.
Okay. Perfect. Beautiful.
What are sophists? Sophists argue for the sake of winning the arguments rather than looking for the truth. That's what a sophist is. So they see the kind of sport in it, right? Icon, what's up, bro? Hello? Let's try refreshing. Sometimes it's me. Oh, what's going on here? Hello? Oh, wait, hold on.
Hello?
There we go. Hello.
Hello.
Is this Icon?
Hello.
Icon?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. That's great. Yeah, I can hear you. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. What's up?
Hey, last time we had a conversation about my argument for God's existence, but today I want to make it kind of different and maybe just a little bit of background of the questions I want to ask you. So basically, I was quote unquote debating / having a discussion with an atheist on TikTok, which is probably my first mistake. But yeah, like he pretty much like hates God very much. He said like if God were to even like show himself to him, like personally, he would still reject God. But he was quote unquote still smart enough to like make an argument. So he made an argument, and I also made a counter argument, which I actually wrote down when we were having a debate / discussion. So do you mind if you write like the two arguments beside each other, and like maybe you can show like if my
Sounds
argument
like
or his argument has. What's that?
Sounds like a lot of work. Why didn't you write it down?
No, I wrote it down, but I'm not sure if you want to write it down just to visually see it.
Just put it in the chat.
That's okay. Sure. Yeah. Is it the chat in the in YouTube or chat?
No. The chat that it's right on the screen that you are right now. It says chat, little square box.
Oh, I'm using my phone to call, but I have it written down in my computer. Should I type it out or should I just like say the
put it
argumentation?
Just send it to your phone and put it on here.
It was a good idea. 1 second. But meanwhile, I'm gonna I guess give you some premises if that's fine. While I multitask and send the argument to myself. Is that fine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. 1 second. Okay, here are the premises. All right, wrote it down. So this is his argument. His argument was statement 1 or premise 1. God desires people to accept him and not desire the actuality of rejection. That is his first premise.
It's redundant.
I know, right? But that's pretty much what he said. And
whose argument is this?
I forgot the name.
God desires acceptance, and it's a conjunct, and the not of non-acceptance. Yeah, it's redundant. And just say God desires acceptance.
Okay. I paste down the argument down the chat now. I'm not sure if you can see it.
P1, God desires people to accept him and not desire the actuality of rejection. P2, people actualize rejection to God. Conclusion, therefore God's desire failed. Yeah, yeah. What's wrong with that?
Do you also see my counter argument in the text?
Well, I don't even know why you need a counter argument. That's fine. Okay, counter argument. P1, God desires the possibility of rejection, but does not desire the actuality of rejection. P2, the possibility of rejection includes the possible actualization of rejection and exceptions. P3, people actualize the ability of possibility to reject. Conclusion, therefore God desires do not fail. Well, I don't know what's wrong with just saying God's desires fail.
I'm sorry, what?
What's wrong with just saying God's desires fail?
Like, as in, well, I mean, yeah, my counter argument was just like try to say that it doesn't fail because like it seems to me like if you're gonna take the you know Fan, right? Fan, he has a principle called Fan's razor, like grant as much as possible before you don't have absurdity. So like like for me, like I haven't explored a possibility, but just intuitively, like I don't want to hold to that.
Yeah, but
kind of
desire is not a goal. It's just a feeling. It's like, well, it's like something you want, right? For example, I could desire to bang a tree. We used this analogy not too long ago. That does not mean that if I don't bang a tree, I failed at that.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't understand what's wrong with saying, therefore God's desire failed. Like that doesn't even make sense. You can't fail to have a desire. You can't like.
Or I guess like maybe because like intuitively, like the conclusion that the atheist gave me, it seems like an uncomfortable like conclusion to hold, given theism, to say like God failed in something.
God didn't fail at something because you can't fail in your desires. I desire chocolate cake. If I don't eat chocolate cake, that doesn't mean I failed at eating chocolate cake.
That's a good point. Wow.
Yeah.
But or maybe he's trying to say more like how do you say this? Like a problem. It's like a variation of the problem evil that he tried to say that like God fails in how do you say this? Like he fails in what he like I don't know, but like it just seems to me that it's an uncomfortable statement to hold. But you're absolutely right. Like Fan's razor, you can grant that. Like there's no problem for us theists. But yeah.
Yeah, well, there's no problem anywhere in that. It's just a silly argument.
But what do you think my counter argument does in act of his argument?
I think you just don't need a counter argument at all.
But like, let's say for the sake of argument,
I'm going to say the same thing I said to you last time. I think you're overthinking things.
Okay. Maybe I should apply like Fan's razor here, but just like say for the sake of argument, if you don't want to hold to that conclusion and you want to go against it, like you think my argument is sufficient for that, or
no? I think your argument doesn't work well because again, you're saying that desires have fail and success conditions.
What do you think I should replace the word with if like that's the
God desires the possibility of rejection, but does not desire the actuality of rejection. The possibility of rejection includes the possibility and actualization of rejection exception. Well, again, I wouldn't use a syllogism at all because it implies that there's failure and success conditions in desires.
Okay. So just to be clear, are you saying that like desires cannot fail, as in like just because it doesn't get fulfilled doesn't mean like God quote unquote fails or at something?
Again, if I desire chocolate cake and I choose not to eat chocolate cake, I've actually succeeded in my goal of not eating chocolate cake, even though I desired it.
Oh, so there's a difference between desire and goal, as you made, right?
Yeah.
So if let's say for sake of argument, if the atheist were to change the word desire to having a goal, then would the argument run through?
No, his argument would follow because God doesn't have the goal for all people to come to salvation.
Let me see. P1 God. I'm just going to replace the desire with the goal. So God has a goal for people to accept him and not the goal for people to actualize the rejection. P2.
Well, hold on. So people versus all people are two different statements, right? You can make a some argument, but that's not an all argument. God desires people to. God has the goal for people to accept him. Yeah, that goal is going to happen.
Yeah. So yeah, he doesn't specify in like, let's say, first order predicate logic, whether or not that's like an all statement or some statement. But do we have to kind of assume that if he means like people actualized rejection to God, is that like a O statement? Wait, is it O or E? I forgot. Like some statement, right? It's not like a all statement, right? Or necessarily all.
A is all, E is some.
E, yeah, E
O is
statements.
some of none, and then I think I is just none.
Yeah. So I guess he doesn't really specify like exactly what he means in the terms of that quantification. But yeah, like I actually agree with you that you can apply like fans raiser. I'm not sure fans raiser is like an official thing. Like personally, I think it should be because like should grant as much as possible. But like yeah, like just based off this, like he has no reason to. But basically, let me give you more context. Like when I was talking to him, like he was really mad at God, but he basically gave me this syllogism, and he basically said that like God doesn't give people like free choice because like it's impossible. What according of what God doesn't give people free will.
It gives us free will, not free choice.
What's the distinction?
Free choice would imply there's a lack of consequence for your decisions. There's consequences for your decisions. Our free will implies that our will is just independent of an outside force.
Okay, well, I see. Well, that's the first time I ever heard that distinction. But yeah, sure. I mean, each person has semantics. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, like choice without consequence is not really like what's it called? Like the thing God has a goal for us. Like God gives us the choice, but we also face the consequence. And yeah, but yeah, I mean, just based off what the atheist gave me, I absolutely agree with you. Like he has no reason to say that God fails in any way that he has the goal to. So yeah.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you. God bless.
Oh yeah. Very quick last thing. The argument I'm working on for the metaphysical approach to the contingency.
Got you, Phil Broey. What's up, Richard?
Hey, John. How you doing?
Good, man. You?
Doing good, man. I'm in my 30s. Watch your show. Love it. I just found you like 2 months ago, so I've been learning a lot from you on how to, defend the faith, in other words.
All right, man. What's up? What do you want to ask me?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, I'm getting into like defending the faith, and one thing I come across is like, I guess, apparent contradictions in the Bible. And given that the Bible has, I don't know, thousands, tens of thousands of words and different stories, like it's kind of impossible to know all of them. Not an encyclopedia. So like, how do you like deal with that? Do you hold to maybe there are some contradictions, or like, do you address each one?
I'm lazy, so I bite the bullet and say there is contradictions. Do I think in my own personal belief that there's actual contradictions? For the most part, no. There's some very minor ones, but those are what you'd expect to see from actual authors. IP's got a good series on contradictions, which pretty much goes through all of them. Right. So if you really want to, you can go look at there's not as many as people think. There's maybe like a handful. And when you consider the size of the scripture, it's really not that big of a deal. People just really focus on it. So if you want to argue against it, just go into there and you'll find the arguments, and you can just have notes ready when you want it. When somebody brings it up, just pull up your notes. I have the notes. I just never use them. But usually I just grant it, and I just go into like an epistemic standard of like, okay, let's grant all the contradictions. What percentage of that is in the scripture? Well, it's like 10%. I'm like, okay, so if we have something that's 90% accurate, am I supposed to throw it out? Like I gotta go down that route.
You know what? That's actually an excellent point. Never thought about that. Where like, because they'll hold on to such minor details, like the scarlet being purple or red, and they conclude, therefore, it's all like so what they say, like, well, since it's the word of God, how can there be contradictions? And so that's
I also hold a different standard than anybody for when it comes to scripture being the word of God. The word of God to me means to me that God inspired the people to write, right? Just like anybody is inspired. Like I could look at my wife and be like, I'm inspired to paint, right? In that sense. But traditionally it's held like, for example, like the Catholic, I think encyclopedia, I don't remember what it says, but there's like a Catholic book on it that specifically says that the Bible is actually written by God. And if you hold to that perspective, then yeah, you're going to have problems.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess that's where I kind of I feel like I have to defend every and it just seems like every time I have a conversation with someone, they bring up a new one, which is actually like really frustrating because I'll study like 10 and I'll have a plausible explanation, but then like it's always a new one, so I'm just like crud, like how am I going to study 100, 200 contradictions?
Right. This is the rhetoric that people use nowadays. Is that they go, and this is one of the reasons I've started arguing the negative, is because people will just ask 1,000,000,001 questions, and if you can't answer them all, they just declare you the loser, and everything you believe is false.
Well, 100%, and I actually learned that from you because I do lives every now and then. Like I don't have time for it, but like when I do go live, I've actually like done exactly what you said. Because like you said, you provide 1,000,000,001 evidences, and then they'll just like say nah. I'm like, okay, so then you prove me wrong then, or like bring your evidence why I'm wrong. So yeah, man, learn a lot for you, man. So God bless.
Thanks, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. God bless. Seems like what everybody learns from me is rhetoric, which is funny because that's something I've been really studying. What's my take on following the teachings in the Old Testament, like slavery, waging war, women's right? I struggle with these teachings sometimes. What's wrong with owning a couple slaves? Like, I'm just joking. Read Matthew Lynch, Flood and Fury. Again, that's where I'm going to point you guys. No, and what I mean by rhetoric is not the way modern people understand rhetoric is, and like rhetoric and sophistry gets mixed up a lot, but rhetoric is just the art of convincing. Clip that. Amen. Clip it. Clip it. Non-Dom Tom. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Yo.
He said yo and then muted himself.
Hold on, let me mute my TV. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. How old are you?
24.
All right, man. What do you want to ask me?
One, I want to prove that you're a virtuous ethicist.
You want to prove I'm a virtue ethicist?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I am.
You are?
Yes.
I thought that wasn't a good thing.
Why would it be a bad thing?
Because you're taking a few amount of people. You're letting people suffer for the betterment of most people.
I'm letting people suffer? How am I doing that?
Well, you're not letting people suffer, but you will agree with people suffering for the betterment of most people.
I'm letting people suffer? How am I doing that?
Well, I say not letting people suffer, but like you are okay with it.
How am I okay with it?
Because you're virtuous. But let me skip at this question. Maybe I'll start it off wrong. So I wanted to sorry, yo. All right. So I wanted to. It didn't start out how I wanted to. So is lying okay?
It depends on the reason why you would lie.
So like, Smotsies came to your house asking, "Do you have any illegal people there?" You say no. That's a lie.
Yeah, that would be a good thing.
Why would that be a good thing?
Yeah, because you're doing it for the benefit of another.
Would Jesus do it?
Would you? Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So Jesus was sin to save you.
That's not a sin.
Oh, lying is not a sin?
No.
What? Since when? I thought Satan was the father of all lies.
So we have you got to look at things in its context and its rhetorical goal, as somebody in the chat just brought up. So in rhetorical goals and context, yeah, of course it can be a sin, right? If like, for example, I'm lying to you to get into your pants, that would be a sin in that kind of context. But if we look throughout scripture, we have Ahab.
So lying is
Ahab using a lie to benefit Israel for the goodness of God, and she's rewarded for it. We have God sending a lying spirit upon the prophets of Ahaz in that one. I always get these names mixed up, but of the king. And so lying is being used for a good thing in that situation. So lies can be good.
What
Yeah.
you're just saying those are good things. I will say that those are bad things, but they lead to
Well, then we'd
good.
have to
You
say
know,
that God sinned then.
yeah. Well, I don't have a problem with God using bad things. Like if
So,
God
so you'd want to
uses
say
someone
that
that
then that's a problem because then Jesus being the sinless representation doesn't work. Because what makes
no,
Jesus
like
Jesus is he's sinless.
I forgot the lady in the Old Testament. You remember that lady in the Old Testament that lied to keep,
Yeah,
to make
that's
sure
who we were
John.
talking about, Ahab.
Okay, yes, okay, all right. So when she lied to let Israel, come through and do what they needed to do, that was a bad thing. But yet it had a good result to it. That doesn't mean that what she did was okay.
Then why was it
She
bad?
did something
And why did
because
God
it was a
reward
lie.
her?
Well, God can still reward
Rahab.
you if you do
Yeah,
something
sorry,
wrong.
Rahab, not Ahab.
Like, for example, when Peter was in the Garden of Gethsemane and he chopped the dude's ear off, that was a bad thing, but God
And he was
didn't.
rebuked for it. He wasn't rewarded.
Yeah, but it still was he wasn't rewarded specifically for that, but he still,
He was
it was still a
rebuked.
bad thing that
Yeah,
he
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Though.
It was a bad thing. That's why he was
Yeah.
rebuked and was not rewarded by God.
Well, oh no, he still kept his title and role.
Yeah, just because you don't lose everything doesn't mean that you weren't not rewarded. No. Yeah.
What about Exodus,
Which part?
where the midwives lie to the king and then God blesses them?
It's still a bad thing.
But God bless them for it?
Yeah, God
Go
blessed
ahead.
them,
Hold on.
but God blessed them.
I don't actually know what you're referencing, Abby. So
I told
go
you
ahead.
about it a long time ago,
Yeah.
but you probably forgot.
Mhm.
So in Exodus 1, when the king wants the midwives of the Hebrew midwives to unalive male babies when they're born.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then it says they fear God, and so they don't do what the king wants, and they tell him that, oh, like the Hebrew women are just so strong, they're giving birth before we get there, and we don't have the opportunity to do it. And then it says, so God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and grew very strong. And because the midwives feared God, he gave them families.
God damn.
Yeah, just because God doesn't punish you, that doesn't mean what you did was okay.
Like,
God bless
proves
them.
the Bible teaches no
yeah,
lying
God bless
whatsoever.
For lying.
No, he didn't bless them for lying. He
What
blessed
did they
them
do?
For not unaliving the babies.
For lying
Not for
to Pharaoh.
But okay, well, they could have not. They still could have not lied. I mean, you're looking at it. Looking at
Could you imagine? Could you imagine thinking that, hey, schmotzies come to your house and they're like, hey, do you got Jews here? And you're like, yes, that you did a good thing.
No, you don't have to be honest with them either. You could just not. You can prefer not to answer. Just don't
That's
say, "Hey, I'm not going to give you that
That's
information."
telling them they're there. This is what Michael
No, it's
Knowles
not.
said, and it drove
No,
me
it
nuts.
is not.
You think the schmotzies are gonna come to your house and you're gonna be like, do you have Jews under your floorboard? And you're gonna be like, I don't want to answer, and they're not gonna know.
They're gonna be like,
yeah,
okay,
they might find out because of that.
They might.
Just because I didn't.
There's 100% chance, bro. 100% chance.
Okay,
if you go, I'm not telling.
I'm not gonna tell you. I don't want to answer you. They're gonna know.
Nah, I mean, just because they figure it out, that doesn't have anything to do with me. I didn't lie. I didn't tell.
Good for you. Good for you. You gave up a whole bunch of Jewish people to an internment camp for torture and suffering just to make sure. Hold on, just to make sure that you didn't tell a little fibberino. Good job, buddy.
No, I didn't.
Hold
give
on,
them up,
God will definitely reward you.
I didn't give them up. That's the thing. I'm saying that's
a coward. That's a coward's answer, man.
It's
Abby,
not a coward.
Abby, you want to
It's
argue with him
being-
while I get another
it's
cup of
being real.
coffee?
It is a coward's answer. Oh, I can't keep. Yeah, you go ahead. You can.
By the way, I love the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
But no,
yeah, no,
no,
this is straight.
you're-
This is
when
straight.
you-
Did you get this from Michael Knowles? Because I heard him say this, and that was the end for me.
Nah, I just thought about if Jesus was in the same situation, would he do it? And
You
of
think
course,
Jesus
I'm not
gonna
gonna
give him
say
up?
Jesus. I don't think he would. Nor do I think he's gonna lie either.
So what's Jesus gonna say? Tell me what Jesus is gonna say.
I don't know
Get this
exactly how
Pharisee
Jesus
out
will
of
handle
here.
it, but he
Go
definitely
pray
will
on a
sin.
street corner loudly.
No, I want you to tell me what you think Jesus would say if the schmotzies came up on his doorstep.
I think Jesus will give him a non-answer. Like
Jesus just gonna
I don't
stand
know.
there and be like,
He'll probably just say something smart and they'll walk away.
maybe there is Jews under my floorboard, maybe there's not.
He may have said that, but hey, I respect that because you didn't straight up just lie, which is a sin. We all know this.
Cannot, but I just want. So you going up to heaven,
Yeah.
and you think, okay, so let's say John and I, because John and I would lie to save the Jews. We get up to heaven, and God's like, I know you saved that family, but like
You
you
lied.
lied, so
You little sinners.
can't come in.
Well,
But you
I'm
get
not
up
saying
there.
that he's not gonna.
You get up there, and you were like, "Oh, I don't know if there's Jews under my floorboards," and they, kill the they unalive the family, and Jesus is like, "Come on in, bro."
I didn't do anything wrong.
He would also give
Come
you.
on in
He'd also give you like the best cloud
to float around on.
To float around, yeah.
Shiny little halo.
Hold on. If they go in there and do what they need to do, or do what they want to do, do what they wanted. Wrong choice of words. Do what they wanted to do. That has nothing to do with me. I didn't tell them to do
Does
that.
anybody in the any mod in the shorts
to
chat want to ban that person?
If I actively tell a lie, that's something you're actively doing. You're trying to say, well, my wrong is okay because it saves more people, which is why I say John is a virtuous. But
I am a
he already
virtue
said
ethicist.
yeah, I know, my fault. But I don't think that makes sense. You shouldn't have to do anything wrong and then say, well, I did one thing wrong.
You're implying that lying in itself is wrong.
Yeah, because the Bible says that.
Where?
When God literally says Satan is the father of lies.
Okay, where does it say it's wrong?
Well, it's implied in that sentence. It's just not. That's a verbatim fallacy.
It's not a verbatim fallacy. If implication is not it saying it. Look, for example, would you say unaliving someone is always wrong, no matter what?
No.
Right. Okay.
But that's different.
Is death wrong?
No. I'm gonna say no.
You don't think death is wrong? Then
What
what is
do you
Jesus
mean by
say?
wrong?
Then
I
what
don't
is
think-
Jesus what is Jesus saving us from?
He's saving us. Now it's wrong for us, but that's not in all case scenarios. Like stars can die or whatever.
Oh, so depending on the context, it can be good.
But sure, but I didn't. The death isn't.
Oh, you're a virtue
necessarily something else
ethicist. Congratulations.
No. That's different. Death isn't.
I had to get him out of here before he started cooking me. I had to take the W before I got cooked.
Big scared.
I was just getting rid of him before I got embarrassed.
I can't stand people that are like, I'm just so much better than you because I would
I don't lie.
Oh, I would just give a non-answer.
Yeah.
As if they're not gonna look.
Yeah, it was a smart move. It was. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I'm 39.
Hi, man.
I'm good, thanks.
What do you want to ask me?
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask you. So you claim to be a Christian, as a follower of Jesus, but Jesus said that I was only sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Are you from the house of Israel?
Nope.
Isn't this that one guy?
I don't know. That's it.
Sounds like him.
They all sound the same to me.
Yeah. So does he also not say, Matthew 10:5-6, do not go into the way of the Gentiles and do not enter a city of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel?
Okie doke.
Sure. I mean, so would the evidence not point out to that he was sent to a specific people, just as the other Israelite prophets were? For example, Moses was sent to the children of Israel, right? He wasn't sent to the world.
Are you waiting for the part where I disagree with you?
Yeah, I mean, you can interject, no problem.
Okay, I don't. Jesus was sent for Israel. Bum, bum,
Sure.
bum. Now what?
So his teachings wasn't for you. You was not an audience or a target of his teachings then.
How does that follow?
because you've already agreed with me. You've granted me that he was sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Yeah, so he's sent to Israel. How does it follow that his teachings are not a standard for all people?
Because he says he was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and so the lost sheep of the house of Israel are not restricted to those within his immediate presence, right? The lost sheep of the house of Israel can also be those that are not.
Do you think when God spoke directly to Israel only and gave the Mosaic law, that those commandments and those laws only had any desire or purpose for being good only for
Here's
Israel?
another
If anybody,
deal.
hold on.
20 for each Abdul with the Dower script out to here. We're spiritually Jewish, homie. We've accepted the Christ, the most Jewish thing one can do. Imagine thinking you know better than the apostles.
Sorry, bro, he paid for you to get lost.
Sure.
I do think that he's one that starts out calm and then just crashes out.
Maybe. Ridge, hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I'm 40.
All right, man. What do you want to ask me?
Why do you believe it's profitable to follow Jesus?
Profitable? I don't know. I made more
Or
money
not
following
profitable,
Jesus than
but
I
just
did.
beneficial. Just beneficial.
Well, there, it just answered your question. I've had more better outcomes following Jesus than when I wasn't.
Are you sure that's not related to other things?
It might be.
Do you agree with all of Christ's teachings?
Yeah.
Even women are to be considered adulterers if they remarry after divorce.
Yep.
So if a woman has to divorce an abusive man, she shouldn't remarry.
Correct.
A little misogynistic, don't you think?
Well, it depends on your definition of misogyny.
Does it not go for the boys too?
Inequality.
Inequality?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm stronger than my wife simply because I'm a man. Does that make me misogynistic?
No, because we're
not
talking
equal.
about rules. No, we're talking about rules.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the rules and
Yeah, so because I'm stronger than my wife, if somebody breaks into our house, the expectation is for me to attack the intruder. Does that make her misogynistic?
No, I believe that that's a category switch there, because I don't believe those two things are directly related.
Well, that's the expectation. The expectation, right? Abby, hold on. You tell me if I'm wrong, right? You right? Do you expect me to attack the intruder because I'm stronger than you?
Yes, but
Yeah.
I would help you if I. But
Yeah, you would help. You would help
because I have training. But yeah, the expectation.
Yeah,
is
the
you go first.
expectation. Yeah,
You're
you
just, like,
think
closest to
because
the
I'm
door.
strong. Am I stronger than you because I'm a man?
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't.
Right,
I don't work out as much as you do I?
No.
No, you work out almost every day, right?
Yeah.
I haven't worked out in like a month. Am I still stronger than you? Yeah.
I just got him to open something for me, a jar last night.
Right, but an expectation and sinning because they weren't able. Sinning is very different than expectation, right?
Huh?
Sinning is very different than expectation. If a woman
I still don't
remarries according to Christ,
Sinning? Sinning?
Sinning, yes.
Yeah.
If a woman remarries,
Yeah.
she's
If I
to be
don't
considered an adulterer.
if I don't protect and provide for my wife, I'm considered a lowest of lowest men. There's a proverb that literally says a man who doesn't provide is worse than a non-believer.
But it also the guys can't divorce.
Yeah,
and
we also can't
remarry
remarry either.
So it's not misogynistic.
So where does it say that? Because he was just referring, and remind me, it's Matthew 24. He just referred to women that can't remarry.
Well, it says in Romans 7:2, if she dies, they're free. Matthew 19:9. Jesus states that anyone who divorces his wife except for sexual immorality and marries another commits adultery. Matthew
So that's
19:9.
straight across the board. Okay. I'd have to look into that a little further. Or maybe I was just in the Christian church taught very differently. Do you care whether Christ is God or not?
Yes.
Okay. So if he wasn't God, do you follow him? Because I consider, like, I follow a lot of what Christ says, just because it's good advice. But does it matter to you whether he actually is God or not?
You just asked the
And
same
can you
question
prove
twice.
it? Right. Can you prove it? Is the extension.
Well, it depends on how you're using the word prove.
Meaning like validatable. You can validate it.
Yeah.
And how do you do that with a guy that lived 2,000 years ago?
Yeah, I'm not interested in going into that argument right now.
Okay. I just think it's important to believe in things that can be proven.
I agree.
You know, especially big ones like that. But
yeah.
If you don't want to go into it, I get it.
It's a long
argument.
argument.
It's a big discussion.
It's a lot of data.
It is.
Mm-hmm. I can give you books.
Yep. Do you believe that? Oh, yeah, sure. Why don't you go ahead and give me a couple?
So start by reading Can We Trust the Gospels by Peter J. Williams. Once you read that, come back and talk to me, and then I'll give you more.
You've heard of Bart Ehrman, right?
Yeah.
What is your general consensus on what he has to say?
I think Bart
Or is
Ehrman's
that too
great.
long of an argument?
Bart Ehrman's great. I think he actually deals with the data very well. There's a thing about Bart Ehrman is that he actually doesn't conclude that Jesus isn't God or he didn't rise from the dead because of the historical data. He concludes that because of the problem of evil. Somebody called me a virgin sea. Oh no, hold on. No, never mind. Abby, there's somebody in the kick chat you got to ban.
What?
Yeah.
I haven't even thought about looking at that.
Yeah. Didn't even think of that either.
How do I?
I don't know. You
I
got to figure
deleted
it
it.
out.
I don't know how to.
That's crazy.
Can you? Yeah. Last question. Can you? And then again, maybe too big. Can you reconcile the violence that God does in the Old Testament as the same Jesus in the New Testament?
Why do I need to?
Because the claim is that they're the same.
Yeah, but why do I need to reconcile it?
Because the God of the Old Testament is a monster.
According to who?
According to even his own standards.
Where?
Murdering innocent people, like the sacking of Canaan.
Can you hold on? Can you and you got to say the M word. Can you smurder a fish?
No.
Right. Is God a human?
No.
Right. So God can't smurder.
So he can do whatever he wants, and we just follow that. Aren't we made in his image?
That means we're his representatives. Doesn't mean that we are his nature.
So you personally are fine with following a God that had murdered hundreds of innocent babies.
God can't smurder by category. It's a category error. Yeah.
Okay, unalived.
Yeah, God unalives everybody. You know that, right? Even if you die from old age, that's because of God.
Are you Calvinistic?
No, that
doesn't have to anything to do with Calvinism.
That's just a typical trend I've seen within Calvinism. That's why I just asked that. So
yeah,
just
nothing to do with Calvinism.
You're fine with, yeah, right. Well, you're fine with God just being that kind of person he is, and you're like, I'll just follow him and worship him, and
opposed to what?
That's fine. Opposed to believing things that can be proven.
What does that have? What does moral truths have to do with like ontological truths? Like you're saying that, okay, this God is a horrible moral monster, but these things can be proven. That's not even the same category of things. So if God is real, is it not best for me to follow him?
Not necessarily.
Okay. So what's the better option?
To, again, to follow and to believe what can be proven.
Right. The conditional here is if God is real.
Okay.
Is it not better to follow him?
Depending on what the belief system is. Like, I guess
this Christian God, you're changing. My God, you're being bad faith. The conversation is in the context of the Christian God of the Bible. If that God is real, is it not better to follow him? If I got to re-explain it again, I'm going to move on.
I would say it's not better.
Okay, what's the better option?
If it's accurate. The better option would be to be more moral. And
how's that the better option if it's just going to, if my own standard of morality is I'm better than God's standard and I'm going to spend an eternity in hell? How's that a better option?
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
If we're gonna play that and say, then yes, it would be the better option. But again, that comes back to the argument that we kind of don't want to get into here, is if it's true. And I don't see convincing evidence that it is.
Okay. What's evidence?
What is evidence?
Mm-hmm.
It is. It can be multiple different things, but it points to something being fact.
That's so vague. Is that a shoe?
Sure.
My shoe is evidence?
If it relates to what you're trying to prove or trying to determine, sure.
Okay.
It could be.
My shoe is evidence that the sun is made out of octopuses.
Well, you would have to demonstrate how that would work, right?
Yeah. So what the hell am I trying to demonstrate? Because your definition was so vague, I don't know what to demonstrate. Do I do a backflip?
So the burden for Christians is to prove that God, that there is a God, and then specifically that it's Jehovah.
Yeah. What does that have to do with the semantics of evidence?
Because you can't prove it without evidence.
Yeah. What is evidence?
So evidence would be things that point to the Bible being true, like historical.
So my shoe one of those things?
Scientific accuracy. Your shoe, probably not.
Okay, so what is evidence? Because again, you're giving me such a vague term. I have no clue what that even means.
I don't know, because you have the burden to prove what is.
I have
evidence.
to prove to you what evidence is. So I have to prove. I have to provide evidence for evidence to prove to you evidence, so I could show you evidence of Christianity.
Okay, I feel like we're just kind of semanticizing here and just going around in circles. The burden is on Christians to prove that there is a God.
Yeah, no one's even arguing that, man. What does that have to do with the definition of evidence?
The definition of evidence are just things and objects that point to the fact that can be tested and proven.
Tested
and repeatable.
Tested and repeatable is evident. Oh, so only things that are testable and repeatable are considered evidence?
Not only, no. That is part of it.
Okay. Well, is it sufficient or necessary?
Depending on the context. Depending on the context.
You don't know what that means. You don't know what evidence means. You demand something. You're demanding something from us. You don't even know what it is. I demand This is the same conversation we get 90% and 99.9% of atheists we talk to. Not all of them, obviously. We demand evidence for your God. Okay, what is evidence? I don't know, but we demand it. You know what? I want you to give me a flip-flop for atheism. If you can't give me a flip-flop, I deny it.
Well, we're not the ones making a claim.
Is God real?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just reject the evidence that's being presented.
Give me a flip-flop for agnosticism.
Well, agnosticism is an I don't know.
No, I want a flip-flop.
What do you mean?
A flip-flop. Give me a flip-flop.
I guess I don't understand what you're talking about. What is a flip-flop?
Well, a flip-flop is just something that points in the direction of agnosticism.
Well, agnosticism is just a state of unbelief.
Yeah, can you give me a flip-flop, please?
I can't, because it's not making any positive claims.
Is agnosticism a true claim? Is it true that you don't know?
It's not making a claim.
Is it true that you don't know?
Okay, sure.
Okay, that's a positive claim.
True.
Yeah.
Sure. He's been voted off the island, but also I'm pretty sure he's using a voice changer. He does not sound right.
All right, let's do some super chats. I have a debate on the resurrection being historical soon. The big hill for me to climb is the principle of analogy. What is a good resource to use to argue against that? Read chapter 1 of the Jesus Legend by Paul Rhodes. Chapter 1, right? That's going to be your best argument against the principle of analogy is in there. So if you're preparing for that, that's where I'm going to send you to go. Also, I think that subject is too broad. So just so you know. I love how people love to use axioms to say the worldview is true, but then you use an axiom, they cry like the mom didn't felt like ice cream. I didn't even say it was an axiom. I said it's like an axiom. It's just like trivially true.
Somebody in the kick chat asked if we're going to go see Brand New Day.
I answered
today.
that question.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Oh, I must not have been here.
Nope.
We're going to see it on
You're
our
slacking.
vacation.
Hey, caller, you judge the outward appearance. God judges the heart. It depends on your heart. W. Abby and John, too. Why does Abby get so much love and everybody hates me?
You were literally in that.
Abby, you're not allowed to help John against the intruder because according to the Bible, you have your hand chopped off. I'm totally not taking things out of context. God bless you guys. That's funny.
I don't know what that's talking about.
There's a verse in the Old Testament that says if two men get into a fight and a woman reaches and grabs the other man's testicles and twists it, her hands are to be chopped off. Christopher, hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you? Christopher? We'll do a refresh. Christopher. God bless. Why I asked no testimony? Because I don't want to share it. That's why.
Well, it's not that you don't want to share it. It's literally on your YouTube, but it just takes up too much time.
Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I'm 21, and I'm good. What about yourself?
Good, man. What do you want to ask me?
Do you believe in free will?
Yeah.
You do?
Yep.
So I'm gonna follow that up with with this question. So let's say at time T1, God holds a belief that you will perform a certain action at time T2. Now, when time T2 comes to pass, do you have the ability to negate that belief?
Yes.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
So then God is not all-knowing.
How does that follow?
Because he held a belief at T1 that you would perform that action at time T2, but you've negated it, therefore not performing that action.
Who says I negated it?
Therefore, God's belief.
Hold on. You're conflating there. I said you asked one question. Is it possible? I said yes. Now you're saying I did do it. Those are two different things. That's a Mott and Bailey.
Okay. Well, I didn't run back to the position. You're right. You're right, though. I made that mistake. But it's possible that you could not perform that action. But if we follow down that path, right? If it's possible, let's say you do. That means God would have been wrong in the past. He would have been fallible.
Yeah, I won't.
You won't perform that action?
Yeah, I won't do a different action.
Then it's not possible?
How? What's stopping me?
I don't know. You just seem to want to avoid performing that action. You seem to be running away towards doing the action.
Hold on. Is it possible right now for me to go stick my face on my barbecue at full blast?
Yeah.
Am I going to do it?
No.
Okay.
I don't think that's a non sequitur, because what if it's like what flavor ice cream you're going to pick? Like that's a completely that's the stakes of the example you provided are much higher for yourself.
Yeah, why do the stakes matter?
Why do the stakes matter? Well, you're trying to make it seem like it's obvious, but I'm talking about like let's say a decision like I said, like a trivial decision, like what flavor you're going to get on your ice cream.
You're just changing the stakes. You're not giving me an argument on why the stakes even matter in the first place.
Well, I'm saying you're trying to make it seem as though it's obvious that you would perform the action, but I'm saying it's a general action. It doesn't have to be.
Again, you're just
cutting
saying,
off
you're
your own
just saying
hand
the
versus,
stakes are different. Why do the stakes matter? That's like the third time, and all you're doing is explaining that the stakes are different. You're not giving me a reason why they matter.
I'm saying it's because okay. Let's go here. Let's go back to the original question.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a general action. Are you
again?
you're
You're
able
just
to
you're just
you're
changing
able
the
to negate?
stakes. You're just changing the stakes again without telling me why. It seems like you want to avoid.
I'm not changing the stakes. It could be any
You're
decision.
specifying now. You're specifying it's a general decision.
Well, no, that doesn't say anything about the stakes. It could be what you gave as an example, or it could be something menial. It's a general action.
Okay, so it could be any action.
Anything.
Any action,
Yeah, it
including
could
me
be
sticking
any
my
action.
face on the stove at full blast, the barbecue.
Including that, or
Okay.
including making a small decision. I don't
Okay.
know.
All right, what's the argument?
So you could perform that second action,
Mhm.
but you're saying you will not. Why are
Right.
you saying you will not?
Because I chose to do something different.
Okay, but you could choose to take the other. What if you chose the other path? That would
won't.
mean God would be fallible, though. Why won't you? Because it
I
sounds
chose
like
this path.
Okay, so that means it's not possible for you to choose the other path.
Why not?
Because no matter what I say, you won't follow the hypothetical down. You don't.
I am following
do
the
action.
hypothetical. You're saying it's impossible for me to choose option B. What's stopping me from choosing option B?
I'm saying you're acting as because you won't follow the hypothetical. I'm trying to go down the
following the
hypothetical of you're saying it's possible. So if it's possible, let's consider both scenarios. Option A, you perform the action. Then yes, God was correct. Option B, if you're able to negate it, that means that God can be fallible.
How?
Therefore, he's not all knowing.
No, there's a leap in logic.
Because you're able. Where?
If let's say I'm standing between a door. There's door A and door B. Right?
Yep.
I always choose to go through door A. What's stopping me from going through door B?
Nothing's stopping you.
Right. So there's nothing physically stopping me from going through door B. So is it possible for me to go through door B?
So let's consider
hold on. Don't run. Don't run. Is it
I'm not
changing now? Yes, you are, because you're changing my analogy. You're saying I do go through door B. That's not my analogy. My analogy is in all possible worlds, I go through door A. Is it
that means it's impossible for you to go through door B. What? Because you said all possible worlds, you're going through door A.
Okay, then what's stopping me through going through door B?
I say nothing.
Okay, so then is it possible for me to go through door B?
You said if in every single world you choose door A, then that means it's impossible for you to go through door E. That is
why,
or not E, B. Sorry.
Why is it impossible?
Because in every single possible scenario you choose A. Therefore, it's impossible for you to go through B. That's the meaning of the word impossible.
You keep making this leap in logic. That's not what the meaning impossible is. Meaning that it cannot happen no matter what. Just because
that's exactly what you said. You said that's in every scenario
no.
you choose
That's not
A.
what I said. That's not what I said. Pay attention. In all possible worlds, I choose to go through door A. What is stopping me from going through door B?
Nothing's stopping you, but you're saying it's impossible because in no possible scenario would you choose B.
If nothing is stopping me, why is it impossible?
If nothing's stopping you, why is it impossible? Because you said in every, let's say you know every scenario, right?
If you go in a circle again, I'm going to kick you. Just tell me what's stopping
I'm not going in a circle.
Yeah.
You're just not following logic.
I trust me, I am following logic. Name the three laws of logic.
You're
Go
just
ahead.
not. The three laws of logic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know them.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyways, what's stopping me through going through door B?
You said in every possible scenario.
You're just repeating it. I told you if you repeat it again, I was going to kick you. So I appreciate your time. God bless.
Okay, have a great day.
At least he was honest and said he didn't know. Myth says, I remember John saying he uses an air fryer for steaks.
Not anymore. We got a barbecue.
Yeah, we got a barbecue. Yeah. Delicious.
But air fryers are also great for steaks. I don't know if this person's going to connect, so we'll jump on to the next one. We might end up with 2 callers. I'll do a 2v1.
Yeah, upgrades. We're slowly upgrading our life.
Yeah, slowly adding
Slowly
on
building our life.
small things. Cheap barbecue though, but it's great. It actually works really good.
Yeah.
I got no complaints with it. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Brother.
How old are you?
Taking a bath.
All right, well, call me after you're done your bath. Okay. My least favorite thing about Than is that he'll call you when he's on the toilet. Because that's when he has
I've
time.
been there.
Caleb with a C. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you? Caleb with the C. Let me refresh and see if that works. There we are. Caleb with the C. How old are you?
39.
All right, man. Ask me anything. What do you want to ask me?
About like a half an hour ago when I joined in on your live stream, there was a guy talking about, you guys are talking about like Jesus lying. And it had me thinking, do you believe that in the Bible there are moral absolutes?
Well, yeah, but not as in divine command theory.
Okay. So that like wouldn't include the topic of lying that you guys were talking about earlier.
What I mean by like a moral absolute is that it's always wrong to not seek the benefit of another.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
So when we're looking at like the definition of what is good, good is something that's sought out for its own sake. Right. It's not a cause and effect thing. Right. Good is something is good when it alone is a good thing. It's like it's like an axiom. It's like an axiom, right? But we're getting to the foundation of the thing itself. And so like goodness is simply being selfless towards another.
Okay, gotcha. Is there like areas in the Bible that you would like be able to back that up with?
Yeah, the creation account. When God made the garden, that is the standard of what we were supposed to be, right? It says that he made the land and it was good. He made the water and it was good. He made the animals, it was good. He made man and it was good, right? These things are just simply good. So the beginning account, the garden account is the standard of what goodness is.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I appreciate it. That's a perspective I haven't looked at it that way. So you gave me stuff to think about. So appreciate it.
God bless.
Yep. God bless.
Joey, hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I'm 25.
All right, man.
And I'm doing good.
Good, man. What do you want to ask me?
So I guess my question is more to do with morality or the ethics kind of discussion.
Sure.
So I guess where I would be coming from is wondering, so how would I put this? So, because I was raised Christian and I had a lot of trouble like balancing the idea that kind of like I could believe in God, but I have a hard time seeing that it's moral.
Okay, which standard are you using to go against God?
Well, I mean, my standard would be the standard that I use for anything. Just
what is
my senses, my internal
Okay.
morality, which is
Great.
always.
Why are you? Yeah. Why are you the arbiter of what is good?
I don't think I'm the arbiter of what is good.
Yes, you do, because you just said I use my own intuitions and my own senses to determine what is good.
For me, I can't decide everything for other people, but you know, for me, I would have to be the one that because no one else is going to get inside my body and live my life for me.
Yeah, so why are you the arbiter of what is good?
Again, I'm not the arbiter of what is all good, but at the end of the day, when it comes to my
Okay, so then-
specific experiences in my life,
so let's
I
rewind.
have to be the one who decides, because Christians believe there's free will,
Okay, so then you are the
which
arbiter
means
of
it
what is
comes
good.
down to me. Right. Well, I'm saying in the Christian worldview,
Okay, pause.
you guys believe
pause
there's
really,
free
pause
will.
really quick. Pause really quick. Do you decide what is good and what is wrong?
For me, yes. I'll say for me, yes.
Okay, so you are the arbiter of what's good.
Yes. So yes, if we can move the conversation forward, yeah.
Great. So what makes you the arbiter?
What makes me the arbiter is that my experience ultimately is my experience, as in I'm the one who lives my life. So it would be irresponsible of me to put that on someone else who is not living my life. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, we're talking about using your standard to go against something else. So what makes you the arbiter to say that God is wrong or evil?
Well, what do you mean to go against something else?
You're trying to use this against God.
I'm not saying it to go against God. I'm just saying for,
Dog doesn't know what he's talking about. He has to go.
Have you read Super Chats in a while?
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay. You just got one. I want to make sure.
The actual debate prompt isn't just the resurrection is historical. It's which is more probable, resurrection or imposter theory. That's actually a good topic. That's good. You're not following logic. John, name the 3 laws of logic. Caller, a fatal error has occurred. The application will be terminated.
Apparently someone said that lime ice cream is great for teeth recovery. I didn't get him lime ice cream. I got him salted caramel ice cream bars.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, my baby loves me.
I do love him.
It's really starting to get sore now. Like, I don't know if you guys can hear. It's getting harder and harder for me to open my mouth.
No, it's not time for your... Do you want your other medicine?
Yeah, I'll take an Advil.
Is it just on the table?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just wait till you bring up the next person.
I left it all there because I wanted to make sure we didn't lose it.
Yeah, I'll just wait till you bring up this guy. Or girl, whoever.
Robin, hello, how are you? And
might
just real
be a
quick,
girl.
how old are you?
Oh, brother, I'm 28.
All right, bro, can you take your walkie-talkie out of your sock?
Oh my god, I cannot believe that. Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Spicy food works good for sore teeth.
It's not a sore tooth. It's a sore hole in my face.
You know what? I'll join again. Don't worry. I'll join
man.
again.
All right. Appreciate you. All right. I think we're out of guests. Yeah, I think we're out. Oh shit, it's the 5-foot Bible nerd and his Kevin Spacey faced wife. Am I? Wait, hold on. Tell me. You think I'm 5 feet tall? Do you think I look 5 feet? She's not. That would make her like 3 feet tall. I don't know if you guys could hear that because of the audio thing, but I said that would make Abby 3 feet tall. Robin.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yeah, you're great now, man. What's up? What do you want to ask me?
I didn't want to ask you too much. Love your content.
Thank you.
I've recently become Canadian. So
a what?
Canadian.
Oh, you became a Canadian?
Yeah.
Welcome to Canada.
Welcome. Congratulations.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, at the beginning of the stream, someone said we need Hindu people to come and argue, and I was like, no, we do not want that. But I'm from the place. You do not want that. They are kind of worse level than Dawa people.
What's up, bro? What do you want to ask me?
So I just wanted to give you a small fun story, just 2 minutes. So Hindus have 3 gods: one creates, one preserves, and one destroys. And they're all created by a primordial force. So they are all 3 created from a primordial force, but the primordial force reincarnated and married the destroyer. So in a sense, you do not want to discuss, and they will fight for it. So you do not want to discuss with these kind of things with them.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Good to know.
Anything
Thank you, brother.
else?
Love you, man.
God
Yeah,
bless.
no,
Man.
love you, man. Love your content.
Thanks, bro.
I actually, I don't know anything about Hinduism.
Neither do I.
So, good heads up. That's so funny. That you do not want them. I've come from there.
Where do dinosaurs fit in? Usually between my engine and my tires. It's usually where they fit in.
Our folks lost connection. He didn't get to come up, but he has a question. Can I read you his question?
Matthew, hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you? After this caller, just remember.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How old are you?
I'm 34.
All right, man. What do you want to ask me?
Oh, I'm a Christian. I don't know if it's all right if I ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I listen to a lot of like debates online, usually like God logic or inspiring philosophy, but like something, when I'm just reading the Bible, something like came up to me and it just seemed really weird to me where God or Jesus, he's being baptized by like John the Baptist. And he says to Jesus, like, here is my son who I have chosen. And if he's supposed to be like pre-existent, like how is he like chosen at that moment? Do you know what I mean?
I don't understand the problem.
Well, it's not necessarily a problem. It's just like the wording is kind of like a strange thing to me. Like, no, I'm like not.
What's the verse?
Oh, I'm sorry. It might be in Luke.
Dog. I have this problem. It's a problem for me. It's a conundrum. What is it? I don't know.
I'm not sure, dude.
Go get it.
I don't know if I exit out. Can you hear me?
I can hear you right now.
Okay, let's see.
Also, can you turn off your TV?
Sorry. Watching a food show.
I will never be convinced that watching food shows is not the equivalent of watching corn.
So, okay, so it's Luke 9:35. A voice came from the cloud saying, "This is my son who I have chosen. Listen to him." Like, I was just listening. Like, I was listening to my Bible. I'm a mailman. I'll walk around on my route and I listen to debates and I listen to like
I think
the
you got a bad
Bible.
translation because mine says, "This is my son, my chosen one. Listen to him."
Right.
Are you reading the NIV?
Oh, yeah, the NIV, the non-inspired
Can you do me a favor?
version.
Can you take that outside and throw it in the fire pit?
No, it's on his phone.
Yeah, no. I use the Legacy Standard Bible.
Okay.
Yeah, the NIV kind of messes up, especially when it comes to the whole 30 shekel thing. You know what I mean?
NIV is trash.
Yeah, and non-inspired version. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something that I noticed. You know, it's like, obviously, yeah, it's just a translation error. Now that I see that right now, but all right. I mean, I just wanted to know your opinion.
He did.
All right, man. God bless. All right. What was the question, Abby?
John thought I got raptured earlier.
I did. Hindus have 33 million gods. No jokes. Crazy. What was it?
1 second. Let me just scroll up. Where did you go? It's a good thing you have a noticeable.
Well, you're finding the question.
Profile. There. Where did you go? Oh, I found it. Okay. It's fine. We don't actually believe in the rapture. It was a joke. But I was in the kitchen making him eggs, and then he was in the bedroom, and then he came out and like it was quiet, and he called. I guess he called for me. I didn't hear him because I was in the office, and then I didn't answer, and then the eggs were just on the stove, like still cooking, and he was like, "I thought you got raptured." Yeah, the NIV is not good. And one time there was like some annoying person in the chat that quoted something that was like horrible from the Bible, and I looked it up and it's literally only says that in the NIV. But I didn't engage because they won't care. What's the password to call in? 12345. Super easy. Yeah, it's the deconstructionist go-to version for sure. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, our folks is getting a haircut. Oh no, it might be too late. He's getting a haircut in a couple minutes. Wanted to ask how high he should take the fade, medium or high.
High.
High fade. If it's still, it might be too late.
Yeah, medium fade is it's very for the youth now, and you're an adult. Unless you're a youth.
I don't think he's a youth.
So, what are you laughing at?
You. Just calling him old. You're not the youth. Not too late, just in time. There you go. Don't get the youth haircut.
Yeah, low fades are like low taper fade. That's a very teenage thing, and you want to be seen as an adult.
John will always give you the honest answer.
Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Hey, what's up? I'm 18.
All right, man. What do you want to ask me?
Well, just starting off, is this kind of like are you going through like lightning rounds of questions, or are you open to like a full conversation?
What do you mean by lightning rounds?
Well, I don't know. It's just like question, answer, the next guest, that kind of thing.
Whatever. What do you want to talk about, man? You want to talk about your day? Did you go to the beach today?
No, unfortunately not. I'm agnostic. I was wondering if we can have a conversation around that scope. Yeah, I guess just the question would be if you have any argument or evidence in support of God's existence.
Yeah.
Okay. What would that be?
It'd be the Bible.
The Bible?
Yeah.
What about the Bible specifically?
The testimony of Jesus Christ's death and resurrection.
Okay. And why would you consider those testimonies evidence?
Testimony is under the category of evidence.
Well, I guess let's get clear on what we mean by evidence. The standard academic definition, or like I guess you can say Bayesian definition is if it's expected under like a particular hypothesis. So,
what?
Given
that's
God,
not the definition.
Oh, I'm sure it's not the same as the like more colloquial definition.
No, that's not even the definition of
would you define
Bayes.
it? It's not.
No. Say it again.
Yeah. Y is evidence for X if X predicts Y, essentially.
Yeah, that's true. It's not.
Yeah,
I don't know
so
what you
predicts-
said originally.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, I'm rephrasing it as like Y is evidence for X.
Can we just
if,
agree evidence is anything that raises the probability of a hypothesis being true?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So with these testimonies, why would you say that they raise the probability?
A testimony of an event happening raises the probability of an event happening.
Okay. Given that, what makes that probability increase with that testimony? What makes that probability more increased with those testimonies?
In comparison to what?
In comparison to other testimonies.
Like what?
Like any testimony about any supernatural event.
People will see
Like,
AMA, ask me anything, and will come up to debate. Christians will join on any day but the AMA day when the prompt says no Christians. What are we doing here, May?
I actually think he's pretty good faith. Yeah. So sorry. In comparison to what?
Any testimony about any supernatural thing, for example. Like, let's say I have the testimony. I'm testifying right now that God isn't real. I'm agnostic, but
that's not a testimony. That's a claim.
Okay, let me rephrase then. My testimony is that I experienced a magical unicorn in my bathroom.
Okay.
What makes this testimony, or why would you value testimonies in the Bible over my testimony.
Who says I do, right? Your testimony is extremely vague, right? And it doesn't have anything to corroborate with it. Therefore, the probability also of like magical unicorns being the prior probability of a magical unicorn being so low means that you just simply saying I experienced a magical unicorn in my washroom isn't sufficient enough evidence for me to go into the category of like, yeah, that would move past like a 0.4 into a 0.5 or something. I'd say you're at like so low, it's not enough. But yeah, it would be considered evidence of that.
Gotcha. So, if I heard you correctly, it's mainly about corroboration and prior probability.
I'm just saying one testimony, one very vague testimony isn't sufficient enough evidence to move something that has a prior probability of a magical unicorn being so low into the category of likelihood.
Okay, gotcha. So with these corroborating testimonies,
well, it's not just corroborating testimonies. It's this whole basically a mountain of evidence that we'd have to go through. That if you go through all the data, the best explanation is that Jesus Christ died and resurrected, unless you want to just hold to the like appeal to mystery and say, I don't know what happened, but it wasn't a resurrection.
No, we can grant that Jesus died and resurrected. I'm just wondering how to establish like an expectancy relation between that and God existing. And what I mean by God is God's implicator, like a.
So we're going into this stupid aliens argument, right?
No, I'm not sure exactly what you mean.
You're going to say that it's more likely that aliens rose Jesus from the dead than God.
No, not necessarily. But what I am trying to say is that if we grant the supernatural event, which I have no problem granting, right? Once you open the door to supernatural explanations, then I don't see any reason to pick.
Can you give me a distinction between natural and supernatural?
Natural, supernatural would just be like outside of like the known like universal constraints.
Okay, is quantum mechanics supernatural?
No.
Yeah, at one point it was outside of our known universal like restrictions. And we updated our understanding once we discovered it.
Okay, yeah, there is like a really big vagueness about supernatural, in that kind of term. I would just say like extraordinary. You're right.
Yeah, well, extraordinary again is vague as well, because snow is extraordinary to somebody who grew up in Africa.
Yeah, extraordinary in the sense that it defies our known like universal constraints.
So quantum mechanics?
Yeah, it was deemed extraordinary.
Okay, so is quantum mechanics supernatural?
No, like I said, we've switched over to extraordinary since it's less, esoteric.
Okay, so it's just extraordinary. Yeah, fine. We prove extraordinary events the same way we prove anything that's extraordinary. I don't understand what the contention is here.
No, it's not about proving the extraordinary event of the resurrection. Like I said, we've granted that, but what we're on now is establishing how Jesus' resurrection is expected given bare theism.
Why do I need to go into like a base whether it's expected? That's not even like original argument. It kind of feels like you shifted the point. We're going off like the standard of evidence, right? You granted the standard evidence. Now we're going into like a bare theism, Bayes analysis, saying like, should we expect to see something like a resurrection? Now we could just simply say, yeah, we would expect if there was an all-loving God to have some sort of type of revelation, right? But now you're asking specifically for like a resurrection. I don't know why we're making this kind of argument or we're trying to go here.
Well, we obviously implied that the resurrection is evidence for God, right? And to be clear, we agreed on a Bayesian definition of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
just trying to figure out your rhetorical goal here because it feels a little all over the place. What are we debating?
Yeah, we're debating on whether or not the resurrection actually happening is expected, given bare theism, which doesn't include being all loving.
Which doesn't include being all loving. Why would Why would I exclude that?
Yeah, because that's not. It seems like it's not required for there to be like an immaterial like bodiless mind with significant causal power.
What?
Bare theism, or like God simplicator, is the, I guess, simplest idea of.
Yeah, why
God.
am I excluding all loving from the simplest form of God?
And because it's not required.
Why is it not required?
Yeah, it's just I don't see the necessity of it in regards to.
Okay, well, I do see the necessity of it. There you go. We're just going to make that kind of argument.
Gotcha. What's the contradiction?
Why do I need to provide a contradiction here?
If you're saying it's necessary, that's.
Granting the
the
resurrection
implication.
on the testimony of the witnesses means granting the testimony of Jesus' own words regarding himself. He predicted his resurrection in order to point to his identity. Nice goalpost shift.
I do think he's trying to be in good faith here. But again, why do I need to provide a contradiction? I'm just using your same argumentation.
That's what's meant by claiming that something is necessary, at least logically.
You said it's not necessary. You just said it seems to be that way. So I'm just using the same argumentation. It is necessary. It seems to be that way.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, it seems like there isn't any contradiction, right? But you're making the affirmative case that there is a contradiction. So it's not. The burden falls on you ultimately.
When did I make an affirmative case? I just used your same argumentation. You're saying we have to remove this to have like the simplest form of deism or theism is a God that's not all loving. Because if we have an all loving God, you would expect to see something like a resurrection. So you want to remove that category. Okay, that's a claim you made. Substantiated.
Yeah, I mean, we can. That has to do with diving deeper into like epistemology, my epistemology, but I don't even want to go there. I claimed it's not necessary because that's just kind of the case with proving a negative. You can't really.
That's not a negative claim. That's a positive claim, and you can absolutely prove negative claims.
Yeah, in some cases, yeah, for sure.
In most cases.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's a separate topic we can talk about, but like regarding contradictions specifically, I'll rephrase them. It seems like it's not necessary, in terms of this being like a disembodied mind with significant causal power to also be all loving. But if you say it's necessary, then what's the contradiction?
Why are you saying it? What you're doing is you're asserting something, and you're saying until you prove me wrong, I'm right.
No. I said it seems like it's not necessary. That's all I'm
Why
claiming.
is it not necessary?
Saying because it seems like there isn't a contradiction. I haven't seen one.
All right, man. Thanks for your time. We're just going full circle.
Wait, what?
We just went full
Not
circle
really.
5 times, right? You just say it is the case, and you're telling me to prove you're wrong. Why is that burden on me?
No, I'm not saying it is the case. I'm saying it seems to be the case.
Why?
Sorry, it seems that there isn't a contradiction.
Nice enough, guy.
Mm-hmm. Just round and round we went.
Oh my God.
What?
Well, we had somebody spam the thing. I had like 20 people in the queue, and I clicked through all of them.
Oh.
Muslim brother. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Dear.
Hey, 33. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. What do you want to ask me?
Just wondering, do you know who the successor for Jesus was? Who he appointed?
Paul.
Like actually, though.
Yeah, he sent Paul to the Gentile. What are you talking mean successor? What is the point of this question?
Like he named. Okay, so Peter, right? So he named Peter as the leader of the disciples.
What's the point of this question?
I'm just going to back to like the Jerusalem Council, James, and Peter.
Finn's up. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I am 25.
All right, man. What do you want to ask me?
So I've basically had like a confusion or whatever around like a certain.
Dog, put a battery in your smoke detector.
That's actually the first time it just chirped for the first time. That's kind of crazy.
That stresses me out.
Yeah. I do have a 9-volt somewhere, so I should be able to do that. But
okay, dope.
Good.
But what's your question, bro?
The question is basically what your thoughts are on like Matthew 7:7, where it says like, ask and you shall receive. Even though like it kind of seems like in our daily lives, like that's not necessarily how we see it in practice. Like if I ask for something, I'm not always going to get it.
Has to be in accordance with his will.
Like I've kind of always struggled with that because it seems like a cop-out answer, because it's kind of saying like, hey, you can get anything you want that you ask for as long as I also want it. Like it.
Yeah.
But like, is that really saying anything?
How's it not?
Like if I tell you, you know, do the dishes, or I'll do the dishes if you ask me to, but only if I want to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
like,
fine.
I feel like that's saying nothing.
How's that saying nothing? If I ask my wife to do the dishes and she wants to do the dishes and she does the dishes, how's that a problem?
It just, I don't know. I guess it feels like something that doesn't need to be said.
No. The question is, would he have done it if you didn't ask? Right? My wife may not do the dishes if I don't ask her. Although she will, but she might not. But I go to her and I ask her and she's like, yeah, that's in my will. I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Like you can't wish. You can't pray for $1 billion if your goal with the $1 billion is to get a whole bunch of prostitutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's kind of the, and like, I guess I've heard, you know, kind of the in accordance with his will. Like,
and you're also supposed to pray without ceasing. I feel like people pray once and it doesn't get answered and they panic. Something I've noticed in my own personal life, the prayers I know I pray for every day have all come to fruition.
Genuinely?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the first time I've actually ever heard that from someone.
The prayers that I do, like in short, now they don't always come to fruition in the way I'd expect, but there's not a prayer that me and my wife haven't sat back and hold on.
Caller, in the same discourse, Jesus tells his disciples to seek first the kingdom of heaven before seeking earthly needs, so we're told what we ought desire.
There's not a thing that I haven't prayed for consistently day in, day out, that after years of time, I haven't looked back and said, wow, God actually provided, and that just wasn't in the way I expected.
Because I think like mainly too, I would probably say like the good example of like when like I've seen a lot of people like lose faith completely or whatever, like they go into the kind of argument of like, oh, God isn't worthy of worship or something, because like if they prayed for like a family member for like years and years throughout their sickness and they like died anyway at the end of it, pretty much, which like
the answer is no.
inevitable,
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's God's will that all of us all of us lose this flesh and eventually get a new one. That's within his accordance of his will.
Yeah, and like, yeah, I guess it's.
I mean, let me rephrase. Not every prayer. Now I'm thinking about it. There's certain ones that were not answered and never will be answered. But that does not necessarily like a bad thing. Like there's one thing I prayed for thrivlessly was that when my grandma was on her deathbed, I prayed that she would come to long enough for us to have a conversation. That never came to be. But in the grand scheme of things, for the prayers that were answered, like I can't deny that he's not participating in some way.
Mm-hmm. So like, what would you say is like really being told to you in that verse then? Like, is it?
Oh, well, it says to me that if I ask for a steak, I'm not going to get a snake. Or I ask for a loaf of bread, I'm not going to get a stone.
So it's basically like more of the telling you to have the relationship and like seeking to ask.
A lot of this is about salvation, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a part of it too. And it's the Sermon on the Mount. So it's a lot of like ideas compiled into one thing. But like it says, do not get the holy dogs, do not throw pearls before pigs, or they will trample under the feet and turn around to pieces. Ask and it will be given to you, seek and you'll find, knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and one who seeks finds, and to find who knocks it will be opened. Or what person among you who, when he asks his son for a loaf, will be given a stone, or if he asks for a fish, will be given a snake, will he? So if you, despite being evil, know how to give good things to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give good things to you who ask him? Right? That doesn't say he's going to give you everything you want. That says that if you seek him, he will give you good things.
Yeah. Okay. That's probably the most sufficient answer I've received. So
that's good enough. I just didn't like it. All right, bro.
No, I liked it. I'm saying like, because I've asked literal like church leaders and stuff, and I feel like I kind of got the exception of like, oh, it has to be to his will, but it wasn't necessarily like explained out. Where I'm like, why is this even being said? Like,
right.
If it's just like, you could have just said like, talk to me, ask for me. But yeah, I thank you.
All right, man. God bless. What? Why don't Christians set up a table beside a Muslim table and promote Christianity?
What?
It's a really weird question.
Oh, there's another question on Kick.
Oh.
John and Abby's favorite food. What's your favorite food, baby?
Steak.
I think I'd probably have to say my favorite's like pizza. I love a good pizza night.
Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Hi, I'm 30.
All right, what do you want to ask me?
So I've been
Sorry, you're cutting in and out.
Sorry. Is that better?
That's good. Yep.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. So I've been watching you and Abby for a while now. It's been probably like 2 years. I admire you both and everything. You have so much knowledge. I've learned so much from you. So I've been trying to read the Bible to be a lot more knowledgeable. Because you guys have so much knowledge, and I really appreciate the way that you guys are able to answer questions from people. And I'm trying to get on a certain level, but I don't know where to start. So I'll try to read, I'll start with Genesis. And then when it gets to this person beget this person who beget this person, I end up closing the book.
Fair.
So
you just skipped that part.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. But I'm like, I'm thinking too that I just need like a good study Bible or something. And I was just wondering like what you would recommend as a person that's starting out trying to read the Bible from beginning to end and learning and grasping everything.
The Orthodox Study Bible and the Ignatius Study Bibles. Those would be the two I recommend.
Okay.
So the Ignatius ones are going to be more expensive because you're going to have to buy 2 volumes. You're going to have to buy Old Testament and New Testament, and they're pretty expensive books. The Orthodox one does like the whole thing, and it's going to cover the whole basis. Those are going to be your best bet. If you're going to want something more scholarly, You're going to want the new revised. Sorry, I got it right here. The new Oxford Annotated Bible, the New Revised Standard Version with the Apocrypha and Ecumenical Study Bible. This is going to be your scholarly source. The problem with like reading this is you're going to go a lot away from a lot of dogmatic viewpoints that you might have. It's not a problem. It just depends on how you want to wrestle with it, right? If you're talking like as a Christian with your own personal faith and endeavors and talking to people online, I'm going to recommend either the Ignatius or the Orthodox. If you want to like debate and get into like scholarship stuff, I'm going to recommend this one because this is going to tell you what people think in like academia.
Okay. You said that's the New Revised Standard Version. I'm sorry, which one was the scholarly one called again?
The New Oxford Annotated Bible, New Revised Standard Version with Apocrypha and Ecumenical Study Bible.
Okay. That helps a lot. Okay, cool. So I'll look into buying those off Amazon or something, or Barnes & Noble.
It's going to be a lot of money. Just fair warning.
Yeah. Well, I'll start off slow. I'll start off with like the Orthodox Study Bible or something.
Probably your best bet. $50 and you get the whole thing. So.
Yeah. So I have one more question. And this was something that recently came up with my mom. So I was telling her a story about somebody and how I called them an idiot and all kinds of stuff. And she told me, don't use that word because in the Bible, basically it can send you to hell. You shouldn't be calling people idiots and stuff like that. And she said it was in Matthew that Jesus said something about like, if you call your fellow brother and sister an idiot, you will be judged harsher than
it never
anyone
says
else.
That at all.
I've never read that verse.
There's no verse that says that. It does not exist. It's magic. Fairy dust.
I don't even know what it could be close to.
Yeah, I told her I didn't think the word idiot was in the Bible, but she said it is, which I think it was in the NIV version, but it was like interchangeable with fool or something. So I don't know.
The heck is beeping on my computer? Hold on.
Okay.
I think Matthew 5:22 maybe.
Yeah, I think that might have been the one she was pointing to. Like, don't call your fellow brother and sister a fool or an idiot, and you'll be judged harsher, sent to hell or something.
No, it doesn't say that. It says whoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of judgment.
Okay.
So yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, if you have anger towards somebody without good reason or cause.
Okay. Like, yeah, I just hate him because he has a stupid face. That's okay. Then, all right.
You know what? Sometimes people do be having stupid faces.
I've been told.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. That was all that I had. So I can let you go. I appreciate it.
All right. God bless.
All right. God bless.
That's so funny.
Them some Protestants sometimes. That sounds like something a Protestant preacher would come up with. This clearly means don't call a brother stupid. Again, nothing against Protestant preachers. That's just something you'd see from them. Cordial Crusader. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Hi, I'm good, and I am 33. Nice to hear from you, John.
Good to hear from you. What's up? What do you want to ask me?
First of all, it's Cordial Crusader.
Okay.
So cordial is whenever you're being, like pleasant to people. Like maybe you're a good host.
Yeah. Opposite of me, what he said. Yeah.
But anyway, I've really felt God calling me into working in a similar field that you do, doing YouTube and things like that, and doing it for his honor and glory for honestly the last 10 years. And I kind of started a little gaming thing, and then I didn't end up actually doing any, well, not any, but near enough to glorify him through it. And so I had little false start takeoffs and stuff like that, where I would get, a big handful of subscribers here or there, or lots of viewership or something, and I would fail to capitalize on it. And so anyway, watching you for the last 3 months or so, I've really felt God calling me back into it and going, okay, yeah, I kind of ignored that the first time around. So anyway, that to say, I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to pursue this. And so I was going to check with you and see if you thought there was any reasonable way to do something that merged gaming and debate.
Just real quick, somebody brought up a good point. In Matthew, from the last scroll, Matthew 5:22, it does say the word raka, apparently. Raka does mean empty-headed, worthless, or stupid. But again, the context of that is without reason. That is that. Yeah, can you link it out? You could do anything. For like, you could just make a gaming channel and then just be about Jesus. Like, but I wouldn't make a gaming channel. Like, I wouldn't. What keeps connecting and disconnecting from my computer is driving me nuts. Hold on.
The banking clan will sign your treaty. Would my name work for this channel that you definitely endorsed? Smile.
Huh? Yeah, I would just make a gaming channel and just be unapologetically a Christian.
Okay.
That's what I would, but I wouldn't make a gaming channel with the goal of proselytizing only. Like, people are just gonna see through that. It's like people who can't do music and are really bad at it, so therefore they become a Christian musician, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm gonna do it for Jesus, and it's like, and it's really corny and cheesy. That's my opinion, at least.
Right, and that's honestly what I was afraid of the first time around, and why I ended up not doing it the way I feel like I should have, but I just haven't been able to figure out the way I'm supposed to do it yet. So
I just say pursue the career you want to pursue, and then do it for Jesus. Like, I think this is for anybody. If you're a plumber, be a plumber, but be a plumber like the way Jesus would have been a plumber. Be a carpenter the way Jesus would have been a carpenter. But if you feel like you're being called to apologetics, don't do a gaming channel, do apologetics.
okay, all right. I appreciate the advice, John. I won't take up any more of your time, and yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right, God bless. Yeah, I always hated marketing that's centered around Jesus. It's like, we didn't want to be just another clothing gym. We wanted to be a Jesus-centered clothing gym. Clothing gym? Gym for clothes for gyms. I've seen that a lot. It's like, we wanted to be, it's like, just make cool clothing. Just be like, yeah, we made really cool clothing and it's got Jesus on it because we like Jesus. Just do that. Like, it just feels gross to me.
Yeah. I get you.
Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I'm 21.
All right, man. What do you want to ask me?
I'm mainly curious about your reasoning behind the study Bibles you use. Personally, I'm Orthodox, so of course I use the Orthodox Study Bible, and I really appreciate you throwing that out. I like people looking towards that, and so I'm just curious about your reasoning. I've also read the Ignatius, which does come with the old and new together now, so you don't have to get that separate. Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah, it does.
It's probably like $100, ain't it?
I think mine was like 70, if I remember correctly.
I got the New Testament one, and that was like almost 70.
Yeah, it was the leather-like type one. So it's hefty.
Why are you asking me this question?
Just purely out of curiosity. Nothing. It's just curiosity.
Yeah, I think the reason that you want to do the Orthodox and the Ignatius Study Bibles is because they lean heavily into church tradition and church culture and what the fathers have written about it. Basic understanding human hermeneutics is to understand how the early culture understood text, so that's going to be your best bet. And then, of course, you want the scholarly aspect because they deal with it in a scholarly way. So I think those are going to be your three best sources.
And what's the I didn't hear it before. What was the scholar one that you use?
The New Oxford Annotated Bible, New Revised Standard Version with the Apocrypha and Ecumenical Study Bible. That is the one they're going to give to you if you go do seminary. They're going to go, here you go.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. God bless.
God bless.
Suspicious.
No, I don't think.
No, I don't think he was suspicious. But now I am suspicious. Anybody that comes up is like, I'm orthodoxy.
Cheers, brother. Keep spreading the good news. The good news. What keeps disconnecting and reconnecting to my computer? It's driving me nuts.
Hmm.
You guys hear that? Ba-dum, ba-dum. Kyle, hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Hello, I'm 27. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you, man. What do you want to ask me?
Hey, so I like to consider myself a Christian, but I don't really know if I am because I struggle with faith and kind of just believing everything of the Bible. So I know you were an atheist back in the day, so I was just kind of curious to hear your own mindset on kind of things like on like I understand your whole arguments with like with believing things in history and all of like how I understand all of the things, but I still don't know how to flip that switch in my brain with believing, especially a lot of the things in the Old Testament.
Yeah, faith is a trust. Who cares if you believe it? It's actually going to be better if you're not mentally convinced, but you're obedient anyways.
Yeah, because that's where I came to. Because like I grew up Roman Catholic, but then as the years went by, I considered myself atheist, and kind of just seeing what the world is and people are without Christianity, it kind of almost made me choose it in a way. And so you're saying like I don't really, I could still consider myself a Christian in a way, like yeah, I don't really know where it falls.
If you abide in Christ, He will abide in you. That's what it says. You don't have to be mentally convinced to abide.
Okay. Yeah, because I got the whole nother thing I have. Like, I just have an issue with a lot of the denominations of Christianity. But me and my buddies, we've had a Bible study every Tuesday where I'm actually going through the Bible for my first time ever. So I'm just kind of digesting it for the first time. And I was just kind of curious on your take on that. So I appreciate that.
No problem, man. Anything else?
Not really. I like the work you do. God bless.
God bless. What's up, bro? What do you want to ask?
Hey, just wanted to ask if what do you think about the disagreement between Barnabas and John Mark and Paul when they're on their journey?
Why?
Just want to know how you what is this, like, if you think that that's a problem or not?
Yeah, why are you bringing it up?
Because John Mark was supposed to be a pretty good student of knowledge when it came to the disciples, and he seemed to have a problem with what Paul was preaching.
Why are you bringing it up? What is your goal, Muslim Brother 3000?
Well, I just wanted like to look at, because
hello? Hello? Going once. Going twice.
That is too funny. What a name.
Oh, he's back. Welcome back.
Hey. Yeah. So I was just thinking about like the message of Jesus was carried by his disciples.
Dog, you fix your connection, man. Because they're going to kick you, I'm going to block you, so you can't come back up. But you got to either be connected to something or not. You keep cutting out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So the disciples of Jesus, they were teaching a message, and I don't think that it's in line with what Paul was teaching, because they consider themselves followers of the way, and the brethren, the poor, the Nazarenes.
Okay. Show me a writing that condemns Paul. Go ahead.
Well, Jesus taught us to love and obey him and to worship God alone.
Is that the question I asked you? Can you show me a writing that condemns Paul?
Yes. So
okay.
There is a prophecy where it says that there will be a false prophet who comes.
That's not a condemnation. That's an interpretation. Okay. Can you show me a writing that condemns Paul?
With his name?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, because it's shown as his name will be called the least. And if you look at Paulos in Latin, means the least.
Doug, can you or can you not show me a letter from anybody in the early church that condemns Paul?
It would be from James and Peter themselves, who were asking him to reconsider.
Okay, show me a letter from James or Peter that says, Paul, big bad guy, no follow. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, hey, I gotta, like, I know who you are now. Now that I see your profile, say that's weird how my brain works.
Yeah.
Appreciate the advice, John. I'll be praying to find the right path on how God wants me to move forward with the channel subject. Don't move until he tells you. Okay, go ahead.
Right. So I believe that the teachings of the disciples were different than what Paul is teaching.
Can you show me a letter from the early church that condemns Paul?
Okay. So I would consider Barnabas a disciple of Jesus, and also by extension, John Mark to Peter. So they're the ones that have the...
All right, last chance. If you don't actually give me a direct answer to this, I'm going to kick you. Can you give me a writing from the early church that condemns Paul?
Well, there's a lot of writings of Paul condemning the earlier followers.
So the answer
Jesus.
is yes or no.
I just don't have the time to find that for you. I'm not going to wait.
Bless. Then just say no, I can't do it right now, and then say it's not relevant because X, Y, Z or whatever, right? But don't run around it. Don't not engage. The whole point of the reason I was bringing up that argument is that if Paul, being the earliest writings of Christianity, why is it the case that if he went against Jesus, we do not see any condemnations of Paul? As a matter of fact, everything we see of Paul is in support of.
I love you.
We'll do a couple more. Get at least a 3-hour live today. I don't think this person is going to connect. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Hello?
Hi, how are you and how old are you?
Good. I'm 23.
All right. What do you want to ask me?
Yeah, okay. I'm having a problem. I got a couple of atheist friends that posited me a scenario that I have answers for, but to be honest, they're not satisfying. And it has to do with the problem of evil. So I don't know if you'd be open to a more philosophical conversation or not.
Read the book, The Darwinian Problem of Evil.
Okay. That works. Do you want me to posit it to you so I can get your answer? Or do you want to? Okay, fair enough. I appreciate that. Right, I'll read the book. Thanks. Yeah, you too.
It's just, it's nonstop. Problem evil. It's not even a freaking problem. It's just a Fifi's argument. It's 99.9% of what I get from atheists. That's you. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Hey, John. I'm 39.
Okay, can you stop? Can you call me back when you finished your parachute?
Is it? Sorry.
Oh,
Is it
that's
my
better.
air conditioner? Is that
Oh,
Oh,
better?
that's better. That's
my
better.
air
Yeah. All right.
conditioner.
All right, man.
Yeah,
What do you
you
want to
got it.
ask me?
Quick question. I'm a Christian, and I saw one of your debates. You had an actually really impressive set of notes. Do you like sell those, or do you give access to members or anyone like to
Yeah,
those notes?
it's on the Discord.
Like
It's on the Discord.
Islam
be.
debates.
Those notes. Yeah, like you had
He would have all those
contradictions in there
on the
on the
Discord.
Discord.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Okay,
sure
I'll
it's in
join
the
the Discord.
sources.
Because that's when you like did it that live, right?
Yeah.
So technically, too, if you wanted to watch him go through the lives, you could do that on the website.
That's on the website. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's on the website. Okay.
Where he
Well,
researched all
that
that.
was really it. Honestly, guys, thank you for that, and then I'll go on join the Discord and get access to those. Thanks again for those resources.
God bless.
God bless.
Antonio, sick name. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Hi there, I'm 34.
All right, man. What do you want to ask me?
Well, this is my first time calling into a stream, so bear with me here. I'm
Okay.
calling in good faith, though. I'm not an atheist. I'm not religious either. I'd much rather there be a God than not be a God. And I'm seeking Christianity, but there's one thing that I can't seem to get over, and I wanted to ask your opinion. So God created the universe. He created the rules of the universe. We, as men, are essentially do you consider us to be like a mistake, or did we mess up?
Well, some of us are mistakes, but you know, we can't judge our parents.
Well, I guess the question that I have is why do you think God would create the rules in such a way that he had to abide by them and send himself down and sacrifice? And I just wonder, like, why does death have to be the punishment for sin?
Death is just a separation from God. That's an aspect of our free will. God wanted creatures that freely chose him. If you didn't want to choose him, the consequence is death.
Okay. So like, so Jesus died on the cross as like the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah.
I guess the way I'm looking at it is like, if God created the world as it is, and it's like almost as if he's kind of like the hero of his own story.
Sure is, yeah.
And I guess that part is kind of what I get stuck on, because it's like the way I see it is like if a game designer makes a game and there's like a boss in the game that's unkillable, it's bugged, right? And the developers said like make a patch and give people a one hit kill for that boss, like for like this
just
ultimate
don't say
sword.
the K word.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
Just like a one hit KO, like for that particular boss, just because like, hey guys, sorry, like we created a bugged game. Here's your cheat code for that game.
Well,
for that boss.
Presupposition is it's bugged. What makes you think it's bugged?
Well, like if the boss is just unkillable.
Yeah,
like the boss is.
I hate to break it to you, we're the bad guy in the story.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say the K word.
Yeah, no, you're good. But we're the bad guy in the story. You think that we are trying to take out the bad guy? We're the bad guy.
Yeah, no, I understand that. It's not, the analogy is more like if the world is the video game, right? And basically that undefeatable boss is our sin. Like we can't get past it. It's just
no, we're the undefeatable boss. It's not our sin. Our sin doesn't have an ontology. It doesn't actually exist. It's a privation of something. So We exist and we choose to go against God, and God loves us so much that he gave us a way out of our own sin, our own choices to like go against him.
And what do you think is the the reason why he has to abide by the rules that he created?
It doesn't have
Because
to.
that's the and I guess that kind of just goes into the question of like, why does God do this? Why does God do that? We'll never really know the true answers to that, right? Like, I feel like that's a pretty common question. Like, why would God allow evil? Why would God do this? Why would? And we don't really know.
Yeah, we do.
But well, free will, right? But like those are more just like examples. Like people try to often apply their own logic to what God does.
No, it's a simple. It's a necessary consequence of free will. God wants creatures to freely choose him. For a creature to freely choose, must also have the option to freely not choose. We freely not chose. Therefore, we have evil.
Yeah.
Evil is just the absence of God.
Yeah. That makes more sense. I think what actually helped me understand what you said was when I said that God's basically like the hero of his own story, and you agreed. That kind of clarifies it for me, because oftentimes I wonder, like, if God created the world and us, and we're flawed, he, like, I think in a lot of ways, and I mean this respectfully, like it's almost like he made the mistake in making us flawed.
He didn't make us flawed.
Like that's well. Ultimately, he knew that we were going to become flawed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he created us to knowing that we would become fallen.
Yeah.
And to me, it makes me feel like, okay, well, if Jesus came and he and it was more of like a thing where it's like, hey, look, guys, you know, you guys are in a fallen state.
Can somebody ban that Jimmy guy? There's certain accusations that you cannot make without hard evidence. That's one of them. Go ahead.
If Jesus kind of came down and was like, hey guys, I created you and you're messed up, so I'm going to sacrifice myself, like, you know, because these are the rules that I made and I have to abide by them.
He doesn't have to.
I guess why does he that? Like why? Like, I guess I'm sorry, man. I just like I want to see it through that lens and make it that simple.
Dog, I don't even see the problem yet. Like I've been listening and I still haven't even heard a problem.
Well, my problem is just the God created the universe in such a way that he had to abide by his own rule, and not had to, but he,
yeah.
Well, he's sent. It's really hard for me to formulate my question. I'm also kind of nervous because
no, it's okay. I understand it's your first time calling in, man, but I don't know what your issue is to resolve it.
My issue is that it seems like it's hard for my mind to grasp the fact that God made the world in such a way that death was the punishment for sin, and that people were sacrificed.
That's the only possible punishment for sin. It's the only logical possible, because again, sin is to separate yourself from God. God is life, so if you don't have life, you have death.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. You should join. You should join our Discord. The them guys there will berate you forever with the answers you're probably looking for. To me, I'm very analytical, so I just don't even see an issue.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm sorry I didn't mean to. Like I know I kind of rambled.
You didn't do anything wrong, man. It's not your fault. I'm an asshole. But I recommend you join the Discord because they're a little bit better at that than me.
Okay, that's cool. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for being patient and taking the time to talk to me.
No problem, man. God bless.
All right, bye.
Ugh.
Do a couple more and then I'll release Abby.
None of us knew what that meant, so sorry.
No, you're good.
We all had to Google it.
Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Apologize for my son. Just a quick question. What is your favorite scripture?
Isaiah 42 verses 1 through 9.
Isaiah 42, 1 through 9. Yep. Appreciate you.
No problem. Oh, baby. Hello,
Hey,
how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I'm a fossil, man. 71. Hey,
wow.
Hey,
good for you.
I wonder if we could take your analytical mind to Matthew 16:8. I'm dealing with a lot of Catholics these days, have a lot of Catholics in South America that are friends. And Peter is the foundation of the church, according to them. He was the first pope.
Okay.
But
I might stop you here. I don't do interdenominational stuff.
okay. Well, are you a certain denomination?
I don't share my denomination.
Okay. Yeah, it's not important because you understand that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. But I just, that scripture just doesn't seem to say what they say it does. And I wondered what your thoughts were on it.
I'm going to, with all respect, right? I don't want to seem rude, but I'm going to refrain from answering that question because I don't do the interdenominational stuff.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I apologize.
I'll find the answer.
All right, man.
Yeah.
God bless.
Let me get off of here.
I got you. It was just the awkward moment where I was trying to open the thing and it was taking forever.
Good for him.
Yeah, no.
Hey,
yeah,
I'm back.
awesome.
Sorry.
You were up before?
Oh, yeah, he's the guy with
Yeah, I was the guy that asked you about the problem of evil and you gave me the Darwin book. Sorry.
Oh.
But you mentioned something I wanted to
Only one a day.
Yeah, we get a lot of people in the queue. Wouldn't be fair. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
30.
All right, man. What do you want to ask me?
Sorry, I had to close another app. I guess trying to say it in the least patronizing way possible because I don't mean it as such, but I'm an atheist and I know that it's super, super, super common, at least comparatively, for people to leave Christianity to become atheists rather than the other way around. So I'm just kind of curious, like, what happened?
All right. I'm going to say this in the least patronizing way as possible. Can you read?
Uh-huh. Yep.
What's it say?
Well, it says, ask me anything. No
And then
testimony.
No testimony, yeah.
Oh, okay. So even like describing anything about yourself would be testimony?
Anything that is testifying towards why I came to Christ is considered testimony. If you want my
Okay.
testimony,
Got
I
it.
have the it's right here on the YouTube. Right. You
Okay.
can head over there.
Cool. How do I'm on TikTok. How do I click on that?
Well,
It's in your bio.
You go to Big
Okay.
John Steele on YouTube and then just search testimony. It should pop up.
Okay. Do you ever do conversations around that?
God bless.
No. It takes too long.
So I have a long ass testimony and I used to do it and I got sick of doing it because it'd be like, I tell this person and then somebody 5 minutes later would come up, hey, what's your testimony? It's like, I just explained it. Hello, how are you? And
Yo,
just real quick, how old are you?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I
hear
can
me?
hear you. How old are you?
I'm 18.
All right, man. What do you want to ask me?
So, question that I was thinking, if God has a plan, what is the point of prayer if it's going to happen anyway?
What's the contradiction or the issue?
Like, if I sit and pray with, let's say, like my family at the dinner table, what is the point of that if God has a plan and he's going to fulfill that plan anyway?
You're just repeating the same question.
I mean,
What's
the issue is that I'm
contradiction or issue?
wasting my time if he's already going to do something.
How?
Why would I sit and pray if he's he's going to do it anyway. Does it matter?
Who said he's not going to? What are you talking about, bro? If my dad has a plan to go to work tomorrow morning and he's going to do his plan no matter what, and I ask him for $20 and he gives me $20, what does that have to do with his plan?
I know, but if his plan was to always give you $20, why would you even ask him? If that was his plan?
Again, how are you concluding that was his plan?
But when people pray, do they expect like a actual like they're listening to him, like they can hear him? Like I don't know how, like, you know what I mean?
So the classical Christian viewpoint is that when God created everything and made his plan, he already took into account everybody's prayers.
At the very start? Oh, yeah, he all-knowing. Okay.
Yeah.
So didn't someone say earlier, I don't know, I've only been in here for a little bit. So I'm pretty sure someone said like people that he knew people were going to sin.
Yeah.
At the start.
Yep.
So he made people flawed.
Nope.
Well, they sin. That's a flaw.
Yeah.
So he knew they were going to be flawed, so he made them flawed.
No. That doesn't follow. If I make a perfect bicycle and somebody uses it to go scuba diving, is it the bicycle's fault?
But you gave it to the person knowing they were going to go scuba dive with it.
Can you answer the question?
What do you mean? Can you ask the question again?
If I make a perfect bicycle and somebody uses the bicycle to go scuba diving, does that mean the bicycle is not perfect?
I mean, it was perfect for the way it was intended, but that's not how it's being used.
Okay. So if God created humanity in the state that we were supposed to be created, and we chose to use our humanity for ways that it wasn't intended to, does that mean that he created us imperfectly?
But what's the point if it's never going to be used intended? Like, what's the point?
Can you answer the question?
I mean, sure, if it were perfect, but again, what's the point? That there's still 0 point.
What are you talking about?
If we know it, okay, we go back to the bicycle. Like, if I know that this person's never going to ride this bike, why did I make the bike? He's just going to go scuba dive with it. Why am I riding this? Why am I making him this bike?
Well, in the bike analogy, you would do it to make a perfect bicycle.
Okay, I made the perfect bike.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's never going to be, so I just made it to make it?
You could do that in the bike analogy specifically, sure.
So he just made people because he was bored?
I didn't say that, no. I said in the bike analogy.
Okay. Like, he made perfect people. I know these people are never going to be perfect. I'm going to make them anyway. Like, I made them perfectly, but it's never going to be used that way, so I just made them.
How do you know it's never going to be used that way?
How would we ever be? To live by the Bible perfectly is like literally impossible. It is impossible, actually. Like, to live the perfect biblical life is like impossible.
What is the gospel?
What do you mean?
What is the gospel?
The Bible?
No, the gospel.
Or the word of God? Or the word of God?
No, the gospel. Have you ever heard the gospel?
I've heard of it.
What is it?
Explain.
Did you hear of it? Yes or no?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I don't know exactly what it means.
What is it if you heard of it?
I've just heard the word before. I don't know what? I've heard the word before.
Then just say no. Gospel is the good news.
I said, yes, I've heard of it. Not, yes, I know what it means too. That's like, you said, have you heard of the gospel? I said, yes.
All right. The gospel is the good news. The good news is that Jesus defeated death and defeated evil, that if you go to him, you will get to share in his glory. And then eventually we become the creation that we were supposed to be. We will eventually be what God intended us to be.
Well, again, that's, I mean, it's still like, I don't know for sure if Jesus actually rose from the dead. I don't know that for sure.
Shifting to a completely different point.
But I mean, I can understand what you're saying, but like,
this is why
what you say is like
questions
doesn't.
are never something you really want to go into with these people, because as soon as you answer the question, they just jump
Wow,
to
these
something
people.
completely different.
Okay.
I would
I
make
see
an
how it is.
argument against this kid, but I only argue with people who can legally purchase a hand pew if they were a US citizen.
Okay, that's like not in my control, my age, but okay, sweet. Appreciate you though. Appreciate. How much was that? $5? Appreciate you.
It's $20.
Oh, 20. Damn. Appreciate you.
You don't get it.
What you mean?
You don't get the $20.
What you mean? I don't get it.
That's not for you.
No. I get commission.
No.
No.
Just move on. This guy's a child.
Wait, what? Man, get me out of here. Why am I even here?
Bro literally thought that you paid him $20 to say. That's hilarious. That is so funny, actually. Sir Nimbles. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Sorry, that got me. I'm 32.
All right, bro. What you
Can
want to
you
ask
hear
me? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
What's up?
Okay. This is my first time doing this.
Okay.
Let's see. I have so much I want to talk about. Well, there's a very big delay. Why is it doing that?
We'll have to try again later.
Maybe come back and see if it fixes it.
Tavo San Abri. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you? Tavo, you got to unmute yourself. Going once. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How old are you?
I'm pretty old. I'm in my 50s. I'm over 18.
Hi, man. What do you want to ask me?
So I'm theologically not committed, and I've been sort of moving closer and closer to having like a proclivity towards Jesus and really fully embracing the gospel. And I had a really negative experience last night, and I don't debate, but I just kind of wanted to talk through that. And it was the first experience that I've had that really discernibly like pushed me back away from like really being even a theist.
Okay.
So I was on a stream for like 5 hours with essentially arguing against LDS, and you know, I guess what kind of shook my faith is, or at least like can push me in the opposite direction, is like hearing these people so, you know, passionately, so faithfully attesting about, you know, this set of doctrines that's obviously false, that's really terrible, to defend a guy who was clearly like did horrific things to children, right? And to defend like a set of doctrines that's, you know, like the death penalty for interracial marriage. And they were all defending that this is, you know, this book is what we want to pin our faith to. So anyways, I don't know, that really like kind of shook my faith in where I'm going with Jesus, because I just felt like if those people can be convinced that something so false is true, and they can believe it so passionately and so faithfully, who's to say that there's not some truth to that for behind any religion?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's fine. What's the issue?
Oh, you're Christian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I guess that's the issue, that I've been moving closer and closer to sort of Christianity.
Well, Doc,
and I actually did.
Let me put it like this. Sorry to cut you off, but are there idiots out there that believe the world is flat?
Yeah.
Do they believe it? Do they believe it passionately?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Does that mean that you shouldn't believe the Earth is round?
No. Absolutely. You know, like I believe the Earth is you know, an oblate spheroid, but you know, my point is really just kind of a more emotional and spiritual reaction. Like I didn't sleep at all last night because I was just kind of sick after like spending 5 hours dealing with.
That's what happens when you talk to demons.
I've never felt so. I've since I started my journey, sort of closer and closer. I've been an atheist for almost all my life,
Right.
and since I start, and I'm a professor, and my big argument is the CTF argument, which is an academic historiographical argument of 18 different religions using 13 evaluative criteria. And across all criteria, Christianity comes out at the top. It's a really good set of arguments if you want to check it out.
Yeah.
But
Join the Discord and post it in there. I'd appreciate it.
Sure. Yeah, but I just feel like, and it's not a logical argument that I'm citing. I'm just saying that I think just emotionally and spiritually, like I really left that 5-hour conversation with this sense of like, wow, people can believe in any kind of junk, and and it was disheartening, and it kind of led me
you're
towards,
unique and special and different. And you come to it rationally. What I'm saying is, man, is like you got to stand on something. If you just like, well, I could be wrong about things, and you'll stand for nothing ever. What you got to do is try to approach it honestly, and don't just be committed because of a dogma or because how you grew up, which is not how you grew up. Seek the truth and be open to being wrong about it, and I think you'll be fine. Like I said, there's going to be people who are super passionate that the Earth is flat, like you met a flat earther, they're crazy, man. But there's a lot of them, and they're 100% convinced and passionate about it. But that's not going to, because they believe it and they're passionate about it, is not going to convince me that the Earth is round, because we could be wrong.
No, and I understand. I totally understand the logical force of that argument, and I think it's correct. Like what you're saying is logically true. It's just spiritual. I was really deeply spiritually disheartened, and maybe there's a lot of people who are wrong and passionately argue in the world. I'm a physician, and I'm surrounded by people who are really smart.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone who believes what they believes it for a really good reason. And there's very few people around me who say stuff that's totally erroneous. So this was maybe one of the most.
Okay, so what was the reason they were convinced that the LDS Church was true?
Some of them were just like basically kind of coming after me, saying, "Oh, everything you got was off ChatGPT." It was a lot like there was a lot of deflection. There was a lot of like saying like, you're reading the Book of Mormon with a closed mind. You never gave a chance.
Your whole point was they're passionate about their religion and they're smart people and have good reasons to believe it. Well, if they have good reasons to believe it, what was it?
Yeah, I would say the best reason that somebody cited is that they've seen the fruits of the Spirit in the LDS Church. I don't think that I don't think that I disagree with that, but
who cares?
The reason why I disagree. Everyone would say that about their own church, right? And everyone would say that about their own religion, right? Buddhists would say that, Hindus would say that, Muslims would say that. So, I don't, like I said, I didn't find any of these arguments logical, but they were all.
There you go. Then who cares about how passionate they are about it?
Yeah.
Passion is irrelevant without rationality behind it. You said you had a really good argument for Christianity on how it comes up top using logical reasons, evidential reasons by the sounds of it. But if their whole argument is, I see the fruits of the Spirit amongst us, like, dude, dog, okay, congratulations. I see the fruits of the Spirit in the daycare sometimes, like when I was a kid. Doesn't mean that that's the church.
Yeah, and I didn't. What do you do when you feel like like you're stepping away, or when you feel like you're a little lost, or when you feel like your doubts become more overpowering? It doesn't have to be for logical reasons. It can be for spiritual or emotional reasons.
Keep going forward, anyways.
And how do you do that?
1 foot at a time. Like Jesus doesn't command any mental position. Jesus commands obedience. Right? You don't have to mentally think it or feel it or like whatever. You just have to be obedient. If you think the data points to Jesus, then you be obedient regardless of your feelings.
Yeah. I guess I'm just, I didn't sleep last night, and I woke up when I did sleep minimally from being just with a sense of being really disheartened. And
well, like, here's the thing. If this, in all honesty, if like them being passionate about something is pushing you away from your faith, I don't know what to tell you, because you just told me there's no logical reason behind it. So just because they're smart doesn't mean that they can't operate irrationally. I know very smart people. There's a lot of smart people and academics who don't even know what basic logic is or epistemology. So like if they don't have a good grounding, who cares if they're passionate?
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. It's just, like I said, I think my reaction is perhaps more emotional and spiritual than just, purely like logically.
Well, then pray about it.
I will.
I can't help
prayed
you
about
with your spirit, bro.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess no one can, but I mean, what do you do when any other tips? I did pray about it last night. I prayed about it last night and this morning.
You pray about it, you go to your spiritual leaders, right? And you participate in your well, again, I'm a believer in the sacraments, but I'd say you participate in your sacraments and you operate in obedience with God. That's how you get spiritually fulfilled, by being spiritual. Just like I fill my empty stomach by eating food.
All right. Well, I appreciate the advice. I'll really think deeply about that. I mean, it's I realize that it's not yeah. I appreciate what you're telling me.
No problem, man. Again, I'm not the best guy to ask these types of questions. I'm analytical. I'm not the guy who's going to help you on your spiritual journey. I'm the guy who's going to give you 2 + 2 = 4. So I apologize. I couldn't be more help.
No. I've watched you for a while. I respect your analysis. I respect your analytical nature, and I'll keep watching the chats and watching your live streams. And I mean, you may be. I'll put my CTF argument on the Discord. I think you'll like the academic historiographical nature of it. It really does look into like every religion, comparing them on yardsticks that are equal, and using the standards that academic historian. I'm a professor and I'm an editor for 2 journals. So I think you'll like the academics of it.
All right, man. Post it. With that being said, I'm going to do one more. So God bless.
God bless you too. Thanks for hosting.
This will be our last one, guys. Hello. How are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Hey. I'm good, thanks. I'm 41.
All right, man. What do you want to ask me?
It's maybe a simple question, but I appreciate you doing this. Ask me anything. Been enjoying your content for a little while, so thanks for doing this. It's kind of a simple question. Raised in the church, been a believer pretty much all my life. You are always taught that there are bad words, not to say curse words, 4-letter words, all that stuff. I'm curious as somebody who is a very knowledgeable believer, right? I'm curious as somebody who is a very knowledgeable believer who has a public platform, who uses what would be considered by some as quote unquote foul language. What your position is on what the Bible says, what the scripture says about stuff like that, and why you're okay with it, or that kind of thing.
Words in itself have no inherent value or meaning. There's a context surrounded by it, right? Ephesians 5:4 is pretty clear that our language should be used for building, not for taking and destroying people. The problem is we live in a culture that inherently believes that the F word is just bad and broken. It can be, and it can be sinful. If I'm probably using the F word around people who think it's bad and broken, I'm probably operating in a sinful way, depending if I'm doing it intentionally or not. But let's say me and my wife are sitting on the couch, and I look over and I go, I effing love you, baby, and kiss her on the forehead. There's no sin there. The word in itself doesn't have any sin. It is on whether you're using the language to build or to destroy. And Ephesians is pretty clear that we should avoid any sort of like destruction. And this is the hardest part that people aren't really going to like, including myself. This includes things like using like dark humor. Dark humor is actually not confirmed. And even the early church went against that because it's going into the direction of destruction rather than building.
Cool. Okay. I remember just some years back, I was thinking, I can't really identify any scripture in my head that sticks out that is like, that really backs this up. Why am I continuing to behave this way? So, all right. I appreciate you, John. Thank you so much.
No problem, man. God bless. All right, folks. My jaw is exhausted. It actually doesn't even really hurt. It's just tired. It's just tired. So I think that's a good spot to call it. That's a good spot to call it for the day. Also, am I reading that right, Abby? Did we make $1,900 today?
Yeah.
We broke a record, didn't we?
No.
No? We've done more?
Last time was more.
Wow. Oh yeah, we did $3,000 once. Guys, you are
Very kind to us.
undeserved. Far more than I one of those things, right? Like it says, if you ask for this, how much more will God give you? And that extent, we only ask for 300 alive to maintain us and to grow. And the fact that we've surpassed that almost every live the past while has been a huge blessing. We don't take it for granted. Trust us.
No, we don't.
We know we don't deserve it. So thank you so much for your guys' generosity.
Speaking of that, you should double check your super chats.
I will do that. Good idea. Oh yeah, there's quite a. Oh no, we got these.
Funky.
Since I can't call in, is Shake GPT a good channel name for debate apologetics? I don't think it matters what your name is. I think it's as long as it's easy to say.
1900 is an even number.
High fade was definitely the move. Based.
You have to send a picture in the Discord since we know what you look like already.
I would make an argument against the kid, but only argue. Oh yeah, we got that one. Even number, please. Dog, thank you. Very generous. I think after today I can justify buying Black Flake now.
Look out for Bert. Hey, you almost stepped on him.
Little Bert.
He's so small.
Yeah, no, thank you guys so much for that. We'll do a quick plug, even though we don't really need it at this point, but you never know what the future holds.
Someone said you're welcome, even though I just don't contribute any type of money. But
okay.
You contribute by watching and participating, which we need too.
Yeah, watching the live gets us some income as well, right? From ad revenue. Okay. If you guys want to support the channel, you can do so at bigjohnsteel.com. You get access to all sorts of our exclusive content there.
Odd.
How did I end up with a bunch of rich trolls watching? Anyways, you get access to all of our exclusive content on there. We got our bonus stream here. There's not much, we didn't add much bonus content this week because it was been a pretty crazy week, and I haven't been able to go live. Sam takes out the two Mormons. Basically, we got hundreds of hours of bonus content there for you guys if you want to watch it or if you get bored. These kind of lives stay up on the YouTube, but it is my daily limit is over F. But it is there. We also have our Dungeons and Dragons session in here as well. It should be in there. I've uploaded it twice, but I don't see it there. Why is it not there? Also, that video isn't there as well. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to look at that. The Dungeons & Dragons video should be up there. We're also doing that. Next one will be in September, our next Dungeons & Dragons session. So if you want to participate in that, you need to join the Discord. You need to talk to Shake GPT, for he is going to be running that. So make sure you do that. Outside of that, make sure you like, subscribe, do all the things that you need to do. We're going to do a quick prayer. Oh my God, this is actually getting hard now. We're going to do a quick prayer, and then we're going to hang out on YouTube for about 5-10 more minutes. So Big John Steele at YouTube. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for who you are and what you have given. Lord, for all the people who have come in today, I ask that you answer their questions. If I was unable to do that, you guide them into the truth. That you help the gentleman we just spoke to about his spiritual endeavors, that you guide his spirit back into you, into the knowledge of you. If we're wrong in the things we do and how we do it, correct us. If those that come against us are wrong, or correct them. And forgive us of our sins, and never turn your face from us, for you are good and we are not. In Jesus' name, amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. God is good. For yours is the power and the kingdom and glory forever. I don't even remember. I always forget that one.
How did that happen?
How'd what happen? Mitz Ram coming in with another $10.
Well, now it says we're at 22, but how did that happen?
Because they're having a money war.
No, they're not.
Yeah, Mitz Ram's still throwing money at us.
He sent the one to make it odd.
And all right, guys.
I don't understand.
God bless. Again, Big John Steele, if you want to hang out a little bit more. What is the end of that again? For yours is the power and the glory forever.
I don't remember. I don't understand what happened there, baby.
What?
Well, are we done?
Well, no, we're still live on YouTube.
Oh, okay. I don't understand what happened because Mitt sent 100 to make it 21, but now
Not
it's
too bad.
22, and that doesn't make any sense.
Well, you have to send out another 100.
Maybe it took a while to add it all up.
Maybe.
I don't know.
The kingdom, power, and glory are yours now and forever. Amen. KPG.
Is AMA the most you've made in a show? I don't remember what the record was. I don't think so because I remember John was here to debate.
John.
And people were interrupting him.
John's when we got the record, when everybody wanted to piss him off. That's when we got our record.
Oh, people should pray for John. He's often.
Yeah, pray for John. He's on a mission trip right now on a beach in the sun, sipping pina coladas.
No, he's doing something with like 100 teenagers. He needs prayer.
In the beach.
He still needs prayer.
Sipping pina coladas.
You ever try to do like?
I'm sorry. I don't count it a mission trip if you come back with a tan.
What? That makes no sense. Modern, you should do legs just because that's mean. Ha! Actually, I would prefer to do legs over shoulders.
Is he bringing back the cigars? I hope so.
No, he can't send them to us.
It's true. Did we watch the Odyssey movie? No.
No.
I don't think it's going to be half as bad as people said it's going to be.
No, I don't think so either, but I'm not interested.
I'm not really interested either.
Funky me fighting demons in Africa comes back tan, Sean. Nope. doesn't count.
Doesn't count. If half your missions trip is doing you paint a house and then you go sit on the beach, doesn't count. Doesn't count, in my opinion. I think a missions trip has got to be like you're in the trenches. And people are throwing bombs at you and you're pulling people.
I don't think it's got to be that extreme.
No, I'm sure he's doing. I know John's doing great work. He would never do anything. He would never go on a missions trip that he didn't think was beneficial to the kingdom. Just roasting him. What if you're sunburned? I think yeah, you got to have some despair. Some despair. You're not going to watch it? I might watch it when it comes out on like a streaming platform. I'll probably watch it just cause. You know, we watched He-Man, the new He-Man movie that came out. It was pretty good. It wasn't great, but I didn't mind it at all.
It was amusing sometimes.
Yeah, it was not bad. One thing that me and Abby have been noticing a lot with watching movies and films lately is that we just finished 1882. 83, sorry. The TV series, and we're getting so sick of everything just being so negative. It's like you can't watch something, it's like, and it's so like over the top and all the worst things happen, and it's like it's no really ever a happy story, and like you gotta watch, like it's like, oh yeah, we gotta make sure you see something grotesque in this. It's so hard to watch a TV show. You're not watching somebody get like their eyes cut out or something. It's like it's pretty gross.
Rough.
It's so hard to like watch anything like any. It's like.
And you just feel like gross and depressed after.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything is in the moral gray area. Nothing has any meaning or purpose. And it's like, can we start making movies that give us like some sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Hope. That's what I'm saying. That's what it is. None of these shows, movies, TV shows, they don't have any hope anymore. It's just bad people doing bad things. And then you either like this bad person more than the other person. It's like The Boys. The Boys is excellently well written, but there's no good guys. There's not a good person in the show. They're all evil and horrible. That's like, and then they just go over the top horribleness in there. So one thing I actually appreciate of the show Invincible is that Mark is good, and he always strives to do the good. And sometimes he pushes himself a little bit far, but then he realizes he went too far, and it's like, yeah. So I think he's pretty good. What you doing, Bert? They have desensitized us to goodness, part of the societal collapse 101, reduce the moral society to meaningless. Really?
Meaninglessness.
Yeah. It's going to be some Agenda 2021 type stuff.
2021?
I don't know. All right, guys. God bless.
Attention, test subjects. The crusade has concluded. Statistically, most of you survived. That number is higher than projected, so congratulations are technically in order. I want to thank each of you for your participation. Not because it was appreciated, the data will determine that later, but because company policy requires positive reinforcement regardless of actual performance. Let's review some highlights. Several of you showed remarkable dedication. Others showed up. Both are being logged as participation. Because apparently we're not allowed to distinguish between them anymore. To the individual who asked, is this mandatory? Yes, it was mandatory. It remains mandatory. Retroactively, to the person who brought snacks, thank you. You have been promoted to Provisional Morale Officer. This is not a paid position. It was never going to be a paid position, and to everyone who completed the crusade without significant injury, structural damage, or triggering an incident report, well done. You are, and I cannot stress this enough, exactly what we hoped for, adequate now. About next time, yes, there will be a next time. I know some of you were secretly hoping the crusade was a one-time event, like a natural disaster or a bad decision made at a company retreat. It was not. It is, in fact, an ongoing initiative, and your continued involvement has already been assumed, scheduled, and in some cases contractually implied, so mark your calendars. Bring your friends. Bring your enemies. Frankly, we're not picky, and neither is the sign-up sheet. We look forward to doing this again, and by look forward to, I mean the outcome is inevitable, and your feelings on the matter, while noted, will not be a factor. Thank you for participating. Thank you for surviving, and thank you in advance for coming back. The crusade is over. The next crusade begins immediately.